Hey everybody, and welcome back to twitch.tv/dansnacks. Today we have a very special guest that you may recognize. The one, the only, the Andy Mac. Attack is here.
Hey Dan, what's up, man? How you doing?
I'm doing great. How about yourself?
I'm doing well. Doing good. Doing great.
That is excellent to hear. Well, we'll be watching chat and seeing what's going on. I know we're a couple minutes late. We had to set up some technical fun. But we are here, and I can see that those of you who are already in the chat are excited to be here as well. So we've got on tap today. We've got Andy here. Obviously, that's the highlight. We are also going to be finalizing, and maybe if we're really lucky, Andy will help us out. We're going to be finalizing the manatee that we're adopting. We're going to pick the one that we're adopting for finally. We've been going through this all week, Andy. We've been debating which manatee is going to be the lucky winner of the D Squad adoptee, and we're looking at one called Mushu right now. All right. Very adorable.
That's on
manatee.
point. That's
yeah.
on point.
Yeah. And yeah, we'll play some games too. But for now, drop a unit and come on in. Me and Andy are here, and I'm sure you've got lots to say. I know that you've been waiting for him to be on for a while. So hey, here we are. Happy Friday. I hope you're doing great. So Andy, how's your week been?
It's been good. It's been like a busy week. I'm sorry. Like you said, we started a little slow. I'm trying to get up so I can get chat up. I don't know why I'm having so much trouble getting that up. It's been
we can wait till we get chat up.
Yeah. It's been a very busy week, let's say. Just trying to work on games, get things ready. I thought things would be like slow in this first half of the year, and they've been like insanely busy. So it's been a lot of fun in that regard.
Sweet. I'm just getting everything set up here for before we push the stream out on the social channels. All right. I want to make sure everything's running smooth. Oh my!
Oh, now I found it. Now I'm in chat. There we go.
Let's go.
Did you see that? I don't believe it. Adam, thank you so much. Adam is tiered 10,000 bits in the stream. Okay.
Wow.
Andy, I don't know if you know the bit to dollar translation, but that's like $100.
Wow.
Yeah. Adam has just nailed it with a giant super manatee out of nowhere. Thank you so much, Adam. I can't believe it. Thank you so much. I'm just getting things set up over here, and he nails me with the big one. If Andy's got chat up here, he can check it out now. Hey, Prime Energy, what's up? Adam, I want to thank you again for being here. And yes, Mushu will reap the benefits of the vast majority of that 10,000 bits. I want to let you know right now. It hasn't said it officially, but yeah, most of the stuff that we get tonight is going to go toward the Manatee donation fund. So,
I like Barf's idea that I get my cut.
Yeah.
Through the way it works.
Don't give him any ideas, Barf. Hello, Who Can? Hello, Rock and Roll. Hello, Tuxedo. We've not even been live 5 minutes. And Adam has already blasted off with a 10,000 bit manatee. Thanks so much, Adam. I can tell you're happy to see Andy, which is awesome. I am too. No joke. It's great to have everybody here, and people are still trickling in. That's great. Come on in. Drop a unit on the map. If you really want to, you can tell Andy how to play this game. Maybe he'll jump in. I'm not sure. He probably won't. But if you tell him how much you love Stream Raiders, maybe. You've been playing with the club in Demon Souls and you love it. Yep, that checks out. Me too. Andy is also Andy, what do you run in Demon Souls? Dark Souls. Whatever Souls.
Whatever Souls. I usually like sword and board in some way, shape, or form is usually where I end up landing. I don't know. I'm kind of like... I feel like I need the defense to get the victory. I know there's people that say offense is the way to victory. I often fall in the defense is the way to victory.
There you have it. That's the play style. And I'm not even joking here, Andy. People have been asking me, how does Andy play Souls? And I didn't have the answer. So I am really glad that now we have that covered up. I didn't want to be like, I don't know. But now we know for sure. It's on the record. That's great. Evan, how you doing?
Think I'm a little bit more effective with like Bloodborne.
Yeah.
Like as far as like going a little bit more offensive that way. But, for Souls, yeah. Sword and board.
Yeah, Bloodborne is as everybody here knows, my favorite. Good stuff. Gal's got Moxie. Good evening to you. Thanks for being here. I think Andy's got his hold on chat now, so you can just... Oh my goodness. Wow.
The extra 15 is for Dan, the rest for the director.
The manatee is going crazy.
Thank you so much, Prime Energy, for the psychedelic rainbow manatee. Wow, tonight is off to a blastful start. Thanks, Prime. Thanks for being here. Hey, what's
So I
up,
wanna hear
Leaf?
the story. How did you go from being about ducks to being about manatees? That
Oh.
seems like a bit of a stretch.
I guess we have to tell the manatee story again here, gang. I know we don't want to do it, but I guess this is a good time. You know, maybe we should bring up another window here, so I can really explain it with.
If you have to bring up a window to explain it, maybe I don't want to know.
There's a story, Andy, and you've called down the thunder now. Okay, so let's kick this off. Yeah, see, Adam knows that chat. A lot of them already know it, but I know not all of them know it. So, here's the manatee obsession, gang. When I was, I'm gonna abridge this a little bit, Andy.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, for your sake. We had just gotten the first home power computer. I think it was a Hewlett Packard 486 or something. With, I don't know if this was CD. It was maybe the first CD-ROM drive computer we had. And there was a game that came with it called Undersea Adventure. And in Undersea Adventure, you follow a manatee around, and it's like the most exaggerated cartoon, bizarre manatee there could possibly be. And he guides you through learning about the ocean. And he takes you through adventures and mazes. This game looks like garbage. I mean, today we look at it, it's like a complete joke. But let me see if I can pull up just a slice of it for you.
So it's like a really bad Echo the Dolphin, essentially.
It was first person, so it was like you were playing Wolfenstein but learning.
Oh.
So it looked a lot like Wolfenstein, but with undersea creatures. Let me see if I can pull up a video here. Here we go.
Will there be a remaster?
There
Is
better be a
someone here
remaster.
working on it? Are you GoFunding it, Dan, to get it done?
I would. Let me pull up this window here. Let me get another window here in chat. In the window capture. There we go. We're having fun with windows here.
So do you ever actually see the manatee? Or you
Yes.
follow them?
Oh, we're gonna find the manatee here. Let me just. I'm gonna access this window and we're gonna check this out. So this is sort of the setup right here. And you had these different adventures you could do. We're gonna get to chat in just 1 second, gang. I really want to show Andy my manatee obsession. Okay.
I see a humpback whale.
Let's find the. Hang on. We're gonna see the manatee. But he's not in the aquarium rooms. He's in the free play room. You'll see in a sec here. This game shaped my childhood, Andy. Okay.
It explains so much about you.
Doesn't it? See, there's a couple manatees there, but we're gonna see the real manatee soon. Unless
it's very hidden as far as this manatee goes.
no, it's a big part of the game, but apparently this dude's video doesn't have that section. I'm gonna have to go back.
I'll tell you what, I'll believe you.
No, we gotta see the manatee, okay?
Everyone here's we know the story,
No,
Dan.
they don't know this. They haven't seen it. Here we go. Just 3 more seconds and we're good, alright? I promise. I'll only take 3 more seconds on this.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
I'm a dog.
Here we go.
I like how they had how to pronounce stingray on there.
Yeah, I learned a lot about
dang.
the ocean, Andy.
I'm fast and I
That's
swim in
the
giant
story here.
schools.
Amberjack.
We're gonna see the manatee next, I think. There he is. Okay? This is the manatee that talks to you and guides you around the place.
Surfing USA.
That's terrifying.
See, he talks to you.
All right.
Okay, alright. I knew this wasn't gonna really make sense, but we did it. We're done. Alright. That chapter's over.
I mean, I'm not surprised that you have found some unique animal that you're attracted to. I get it. I get it, Dan.
Alright. Anyway, that's the manatee story, gang. I hope you're all having fun in chat. Great to see you all tonight. As always, happy Friday. We've got the Andy Mac Attack here himself here to chat with us tonight, which is awesome. Drop some units on the table, and let's see what we got here that I missed while I was explaining to Andy the manatee story. Can't wait for Andy to 1v1 you in Smash. Yeah, that's probably not going to happen.
I'm really bad at Smash.
We all are.
I'm really bad at Smash. I am bad. I mean, yeah. How about that big news this week?
Oh.
PlayStation buying Evo.
Oh, boy. Yeah, that
No more
is...
Smash and Evo? What?
Yeah, there definitely won't be Smash anymore. It's going to be PlayStation games only. But hey, maybe they can cut down on a lot of the issues Evo had without going too much into that.
Didn't it sound more like PlayStation was open to whoever, but Nintendo was less inclined to want to be it?
Sure.
I think that's...
They seem like the type that want to be, you know...
That'd be my guess.
That's interesting to see what's going to happen there. I know the Smash community was despondent over that announcement, thinking that there would be no more Smash. But we'll see. Smash finds a way.
Yeah, and Smash is like one of the highlights every year of Evo. Like, one of the best parts of Evo is the Smash part.
I'd agree with that. We all love Smash here. We have a lot of Smash lovers in chat here. All right. Well, we've still got Andy here. I'm gonna go make a tweet. All right.
If you make it, if you do the tweet, I'll retweet it, Dan.
Oh God, we're gonna have a
and increase your viewership by probably nothing.
Gosh, that's what I'll accomplish. Andy is just so ridiculous. One thing I learned about working with Andy for 7 years, he is a extremely humble gentleman. All right, this is very true. He just and a great guy.
Or I know what's up. One or the other. It's one or the other. I'm not sure which.
Oh boy, a little more volume on Andy. Yeah, let me see what I can do there. I'm gonna try to turn him up on my end here.
That's something I can do on my end, or your
no, I got you. I have just added quite a bit of volume to you. So.
Hello.
Oh no, I just changed the screen. Oh, here we go. Hang on. Oh no, that is. What is going on now? I broke it. Crap. There we go.
The thing not.
All right. Yeah, we're good now. We're good.
Yeah.
And I did up his volume, so let me know if that's better. If it's not, I can still up him a little more. I upped him about 75%. Black Rain, good evening. Good evening, Levelhead. How you doing? Good to see you. And yes, Prime Energy, I'm glad you mentioned that. I always like to get the volume levels correct. You know that.
Yeah, it's been a while. I mean, I miss podcasting with you, Dan.
I definitely miss podcasting with you. Those were some good times.
Yeah.
It's like we're doing it again right here. Without the rest of the podcast, though.
Well, let's be realistic. When you and I were on the show, we kind of really were the podcast.
Whoa.
I think that's kind of...
It was a great show. I did have a lot of fun doing those with you. Wow, we got lots of people showing up. The magic of Twitter, right there.
Yeah, I don't know that I miss the ducks because that was still a weird conversation. But I will always, when I see a duck. By the way, when I'm walking around and I see a duck, I think of Dan. I do. That is now the Pavlovian, whatever experience Pavlov dogs. I'm there. I see that.
See, the branding works. All right. What started as a farm joke is now a very awesome part of this branded community. So we got the ducks. All right, we got the ducks. They're here. All right, they're quackers.
Yeah, I see that. Trust me. I will say this: like someone who was very nice last time when I visited, like kind of out of the blue and spoke in chat. Someone gifted me a subscription or a sub. So I'm like 3 months into my sub with Dan on Twitch. But I've snuck in a couple times without you noticing.
Oh.
And watched the show. Yes.
Uh-oh.
Yeah,
I'm in
from
trouble.
The background. But I was expecting to come see you playing Loop Hero, and I got Xenoblade or Xenosaga 2, I should say.
Well, the Xenoblade was a community selection, okay? That's all I have to say about that. It's done, by the way. We just finished it last night. We had the very climactic ending, so that's done. In fact, we can play some Loop Hero tonight, even. Hey.
How was it? How was the ending of Xenoblade?
The ending was exactly what I expected the ending was going to be to that game. And I'm sure you could have called it about 10 minutes into the game, too. Okay,
but you're dodging the answer. You said, it's exactly what I thought it was. Does that mean it was stupid?
The ending was a traditional JRPG ending, all right?
Okay.
It was a very traditional JRPG with a traditional JRPG plot, traditional JRPG characters.
And to think, I hesitated.
The combat in that game is really good. But there are a lot of the combat is excellent, actually. Probably some of the best combat I've ever played in a JRPG. But
and to think, I hesitated.
Before we continue, I want to thank Crocodile for gifting 5 subs to the D Squad. Thank you so much, Croc. I really appreciate that. 52 total gifted subs in the channel. Appreciate it, Croc. Thanks for being here.
I hesitated.
That's amazing.
We're gonna hear this sound a couple more times, Andy. You don't want to know the story behind that one, too, do you? I won't pull up any windows.
I actually can only hear you. I cannot actually hear the stream.
Oh, okay.
I don't get any
Oh, God. Okay. All right. Well,
yeah.
We just got 10 more gifted subs. Thank you, Melchior. I know. You know, it's a pretty rowdy community in here some nights, rowdy. Yeah, especially on Fridays.
I hesitated.
I see that.
Melk, thank you so much. Melk, you're up to 224 gifted subs in the community. You might as well add another one right now so you can do a nice even number. Thanks a lot, Melk, for the 10 gifted subs. Really appreciate it.
I hesitated.
Thanks for being here tonight. That's a lot of manatees. So every time they do a sub, Andy, there's a manatee that comes, you know. It's a cool thing, right? Like,
I'm going to tell you, I solved that riddle.
Think.
I like figured that out. I know you're thinking, wow, Andy, that's probably a little advanced for you, but I figured it out. I figured it out.
All right, you got me this time. All right, you got me.
And to think, I hesitated.
Thanks a lot, Melk. I appreciate that. Hello, everybody. Lots of hellos in chat. Big hello from me and Andy. It's great to have him here tonight. It's great to see him getting tons of love from y'all.
I hesitated.
We've got a few more manatees that are rolling through here. But yeah, if you got any questions for me or Andy, feel free to drop them at any point during the stream tonight. I don't know how long we're going to be treated to his company, but hopefully he'll be here for a bit.
I'm here until you get bored of me.
Oh,
or
that's not a good.
I think that's pretty
answer.
much it. I mean, like, I might leave to get like a drink at some point, but I mean, like, this is the agenda until we're done, and then I play Apex or play Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Apex, kind of nice.
Yeah.
All right, nice.
Well,
I haven't played Apex in a while.
It's a good game, by the way.
I enjoy it. I've commented on Apex over the time. Yeah, Apex rules, everybody. All right, we're getting some Apex going on the stream. Let's do it. We might play Apex this week. On a completely unrelated note.
And to think, I hesitated.
Settlers, yeah, go ahead, fire away. There's no queue or anything. Unless it gets too busy, I won't put a queue in for questions or anything.
Yeah, ask away. Whatever.
Yeah, Shaz, hello.
And to think,
I would load up Apex right now, but I don't actually have it downloaded right now. It's been a while since I've played, but certainly we can give it another whirl. I know the D Squad has been asking me to play it for a while. We got a hype train going. Thanks, Jack, for that gifted sub.
And to think, I hesitated.
Yeah, sometimes it gets kind of wild in here, Andy. I don't know what to tell you.
No, it's always wild. With all the manatees and ducks. What's not wild about it?
We have the whole freaking animal kingdom in here.
I hesitated.
All right, we do have a question for. We have some questions for Andy. I'm not sure how serious either of them are, but we do have a couple of them.
And to think,
oh no, they're serious.
I hesitated.
Okay. So Zedlars asks Andy, "What's going on with Elden Ring?" Because you definitely know.
You know, I will say this. I get it. I'm not in the press anymore, but I still have my friends and I still have my connections.
And to think ducks
so
hesitated.
I have heard some things. Of course, I can't tell you any of them, but I have heard things, you know, I, like everyone else, I'm excited to see what's going to go on with that. You know, but I also think to myself,
today and is
much like
to
the highly anticipated novel from George R.R. Martin, I'm kind of like in this thing where like we build up a lot of hype to have him deliver something with his name on it, and also be disappointed. And I'm not saying that's a hint one way or another. I'm just saying that's how I live my life now. I hear things, I go, oh, and I go, oh, well, you know, you never know.
Choo choo Dan, what if I?
So that was very cool, and during that time we got another just blast of bits down the line. This hype train is already at 400%.
What?
Thank you, Crater. Thank you, Leaf, and thank you into infinity, Adam, for the nuclear launch manatee of another 10,000 bits. I don't even know what I'm seeing anymore. It is wild in here tonight. Thank you so much, Adam. Thank you. Oh my god. Hype train, cool it down. We're only at 407%. Can we get to 500? I'm pretty sure we already passed it, and I just don't even know it yet. Gals, thank you so much for the little squishy... you know what? I really love that bit thing. The little squishy snowman guy thing. I think that's my favorite, like, Bitmoji. He melts. He's adorable. They really figure out, you know, cool ways to do bit things in this. Okay, now let's, before...
And to think...
All right, I was going to get to another question, but I couldn't. I couldn't even get to another question. We do, gang, we are going to get to your questions. We are going to have a nice chat here tonight. But first, Leaf just decided to throw in another 10 subs to the channel.
I hesitated.
Who even needs a sub anymore? Everyone sub. It's 100% sub in this channel.
We have run into that problem before. that has actually happened.
I
Leaf,
hesitated.
thank you so much for the subs. I really appreciate it. Thanks for being here, man. Leaf up to 19 gifted subs in the channel, and again, just going back a little bit, Adam, I got to thank you again for nuclear launch manatee is pretty rare here, but to see him go up the tube twice in one night already is quite the thing. And Prime Energy, thank you for the next 5 subs. Prime's up to 10 gifted subs in the community. Hype Train is at 650%. Eventually, me and Andy will get to some questions here, but it might take a while.
I mean, if the manatees keep getting shot up the tube,
no,
who knows?
The tube manatee's really rare. Like we've already seen 2 tonight.
I hesitated.
Okay, Croc, thank you so much. 5 tier 1 subs, 57 in the channel for Croc. This Hype Train is at 743%. I've never seen anything like this. And it's still got a minute to go. Who can? Thank you.
Hesitated.
Oh my god. There's an endless... There's more manatees on the stream tonight than actually exist in the entire world at this point.
There really are.
Let's...
Hey, hold on.
I hesitated.
There are some questions.
I have my free sub, so I just use my Amazon sub to sign up for Dan Snacks.
Well, thank you. Oh my god.
I hesitated.
All right.
Oh, it says, you've already subscribed.
Yeah, you can. There are ways around that, I think, though. I'm not sure. Right now, we got DBZ. Thank you. Melchior. Thank you for another 1,000 bits. So you do 1,000 bits, Andy. The manatee eats vegetation. The regular one just brings the manatee out, but there's a whole eating animation for the 1,000 bit one. You'll see it here in a second. I don't actually know you'll see it because there's 1,000 subs in front of that. Melchior, thanks for the bits so much. Thanks for being here. Crater Gaming, thanks for the 2 gifted subs. Your first 2 gifted subs. Thank you so much. Oh my god. All right. At some point here, I have noted the questions that are in chat, gang. We are going to get to them. I promise you. But right now, the Hype Train is petering off. It's almost finished. Prime Energy with the 5,000 bits. Thank you so much for being here, Prime. When that one ticks out, you'll get to see the rainbow radiation manatee. All right? But it has to go down through the trail. There's a whole bunch of manatees queued up here.
I hesitated.
Thank you, Prime Energy, so much. 5,000 bits. That's enormous. Thank you. Hype Train is ending at 813%. Now that is freaking hype.
And to think...
That's got to be an all-time record, right?
All-time, probably not, but it's definitely an all-time record for the stream.
All right, what?
We've gotten to 500% before, but 813 I've never seen.
I hesitated.
We're breaking records, Dan. We're breaking records.
We actually broke the Hype Train. It's stuck at 813% and will not finish. They actually broke it. So I think it's gonna be 20 minutes or something before it actually finishes.
I hesitated.
Yeah, you jokers in chat got the bit goal to 69%. So almost to 69,420, which would be the true meme value for that, right? I'm sure that's what you're shooting for. Vorpal, great to see you. Thank you so much. Andy is here. Andy's going to be taking your questions tonight. There's already a couple good ones I see in chat. It's great to see Andy again, by the way. It feels like we're on the podcast again.
I hesitated.
Just like the old days.
It actually hasn't even... The odd thing... I mean, I know it's been a long time, but it hasn't been that long. Do you know what I mean? We would have done one in, June, right? We would have done, the last one maybe around June?
It feels long. Just because of the way the world is right now, but true on an actual timeline, it has not been that long. It feels long. Okay, I don't know if the train's down now, Evan. I actually don't know. It's stuck. I think y'all actually broke the train. Leaf, you did nail the bit goal there for a second, so well done. Thank you for that. We do have a stream raid battle that we're going to kick off right now. Andy, this is a game. I don't know if you've ever seen this game.
Well, I mean, I've seen it on your screen the entire time I've been in the stream.
Sure,
there is that.
Keep going.
I have seen it.
So on this game, so if you're in chat, you basically drop MMO units like healers and archers and tanks and barbarians and all this kind of stuff on there. And then every 30 minutes you fight the enemies and then you get loot. It's and then I've got my unit down there and they've got their units down there and everybody in chat sort of drops units.
And to think,
I
hesitated.
I know you can't hear it, Andy, but the sound effect for subs keeps going off. It's gonna go off for probably half an hour now.
You're gonna have to rework your routine to take on all this greatness that's coming your way, Dan.
Let's
It's
go
true.
power over 9,000.
I mean, it's kind of like, Ninja and then Dan Snacks, right? Like, is that how it works?
I'm just slightly below that. Just slightly. We're
Slightly.
a bold up and comer though.
Yes.
Thanks again, everybody in chat. Alex, thank you so much. Thanks for being here. Chad, awesome statement. Thanks for the kind words for Andy.
How dare you
thanks,
test
Chad.
me?
We just hit Adams. Adams' nuclear launch detected manatee just passed. That's how much the queue is. Chad, thanks for the follow, yo.
Oh, there's a duck?
There is when the follows get ducks, Andy. The subs get manatees.
Okay, good.
We've got a whole routine here. It's a whole thing.
And to think I hesitated.
Wait, that's a third one? I'm sorry, what? There was a third one? Did I miss a nuclear launch manatee?
Do you not love your chat, Dan?
I do. It's really fast. I might have to put the slow thing in slow mode on tonight. I don't. Did I actually miss one? There's no way. If I did, I'll rectify that for sure. But
Are you digging around? There's been lots of questions
wait. Hang on. Just want to clarify one thing before we grab a question. But Dr. Mono, Adam did a third 10,000 bidder and I missed it. Really? Did I miss? Oh my God, he did! Oh my God, he did! He just did. How dare you test me? Wasn't testing you, Adam. Thank you. Oh my God. I just saw that. I'm sorry. It was really hard to see. Laser, hello. Welcome. Grab a seat. Drop a unit. Okay. We're going to get to Andy's questions. 2 seconds. Now that the hype train is dead. Adam, I want to thank you so much for not one, not two, but 3 nuclear launch detected manatees in one night. We have never had that. That is, in fact, a first for this stream. Thank you so much, Adam. Thank you for being here, and thank you for all you bring to the community. And the hype train is finished. Oh my God. Let's get the final total on that hype train, just so everybody can freak out about it, and then we'll get to Andy. 30. No, that wasn't right. It said 39 subs and 2,700 bits. That's not accurate. That was a lot more than that. Okay. Let's go. Zedlars, I know I've been saying that. We had an amazing hype train, 813%. That was the most bonkers hype train I've ever seen in this stream. And that's saying something, because we've gotten pretty wild. Now, questions for Andy. Let's do it. Let's go grab one. I'll tell you what, chat, I know you've been waiting patiently. If you do have a question for Andy, repeat it, please, if you already dropped it, because we just had a manatee parade, and I kind of lost it. There you go. Thank you, Zedlars. Zedlars has one for you, Andy. What was your personal game of the year last year?
It was a tough choice because I loved Ori a lot. But for me, I really felt like, and I know this is like controversial. There's some people that really, really disagree with this choice, but I really did enjoy The Last of Us. I thought it was like just something that I think is going to change the way narrative in games is viewed in a lot of ways, good or bad. By the way, I think even people that don't like it, I think even their perspective has some influence on how narrative in games is told, and so I Last of Us Part 2 was the game for me. That said, last year was an amazing year. Ghost of Tsushima I absolutely adored. Spider-Man Miles Morales at the end of the year, there's nothing like overly complex about the game. I mean, obviously I think there's technically wise it is, but you know what I mean? It's like you swing and you fight, but it's all so good and the story's fun. Love that game. And I actually really like Cyberpunk, though I wouldn't say it's in my top 5. But yeah, Last of Us. Let's break the internet.
Pick.
Huh?
You just gave it a 10 for fun, right? I mean,
well, yeah, it's true.
Yeah,
that was my last review.
It was. And what a game to go on. Okay, that was a great question. I'm gonna get to all these in chat, so just chill, chat. That's Andy's amazing dog in the background. I do love that little guy. All right, go ahead. You can go ahead.
He's just barking at nothing.
You can get up if you have to, Andy.
He barks at nothing. It's fine.
If you have never seen Andy's dog, it's the cutest little thing. Seriously, it's an adorable little dog.
Come over here. Barnaby, come here. He just looked at me like, no. No.
He's not here for that. Yeah.
He might make his way over here as the night goes on. The
All
thing
right.
is, we have a lot of there are coyotes, in Los Angeles,
Yeah.
and they walk through the streets. So he sometimes thinks he sees them, or there's a lot of skunks here too.
You don't want him to mess with either of those things.
No, we don't. And by the way, they've like walked up onto like our like terrace in front of the house. Like
Oh, boy.
they've come up like next to the like sliding glass door outside. It's crazy.
That is not good.
No,
I'm sure Barnaby could take a coyote.
no, he cannot.
No. He's really cute, gang. Maybe you'll see him tonight. I don't know. Okay, next in line. I'm going to try to get to these questions. What is your favorite cheese?
Favorite cheese? That's a pretty interesting question. I like I like a lot of the like soft cheeses. You know what I mean? Along that kind of way. But I think it's kind of hard to beat a classic, just slice of American cheese and like a grilled cheese or on a cheeseburger, right? But if I were just like to sit around and eat cheese, I would say probably like a brie or something like that.
Ooh, I think that's the first time we've ever had that answer on the show. That's a good one. I like brie myself. That's a good one.
Yeah, throwing it off.
All right, I'm gonna skip this one, but it's unless you want to answer it. What would
I'll
you
do
do?
that.
What would you do for a Klondike bar? This is-
Not much. Not much at all. But I haven't had a Klondike bar in a long time.
That's a
A
good
long time.
honest
Is any-
answer.
I mean, do people eat Klondike bars pretty regularly?
I think people like the flavored kinds now. I think that's my perception, is they like the mint ones and the peanut butter chocolate ones and the variety flavors. I don't know if the
I feel like
classic
if I'm-
Klondike is very popular anymore. It's like the
Like,
Werther's of desserts.
I don't really do bars much anymore. Like if I want ice cream, I eat ice cream. Right?
Mm-hmm.
That's like my solution to a frozen treat. Let's say.
All right,
But good question.
I'm just going through the list here, gang. So I'm going in order. Your questions will get answered. Drop them in chat. Love ya. All right. Question for Andy. Oh, I don't know if I want to read this one. When hiring Dan, how did you react to his experience in HVAC journalism? Are there any other editors with interesting job histories?
Huh? I guess I always think of everything as an opportunity to learn something, right? If you're willing to learn. So I don't really like look up or down on anything that anyone's done. I'm more interested in who they are, how they think, like what their experiences are, how they view the world. I mean, those are the kind of things that I tend to like try to listen to and understand when I'm hiring people. Like get more perspective about who they are rather than like what they've done, because I think we've all done. I think even for myself, like, I joked when I got hired at Game Informer or Funko, I should say, with the very first time. I mean, I got denied. I went to a McDonald's to get a job, and they were like, "You are not qualified to work at McDonald's." And then I went and started working at a Funko. So honestly, McDonald's did me a huge favor by not hiring me. I have had the career I have because I was unqualified to work at McDonald's. So that's why I say
And to
you are what
think
you are, not what you've done necessarily in
hesitated.
that regard, or where you've worked.
That's an awesome answer.
So yeah, Dan, I kicked it off with Dan pretty quickly. I admired Dan's thoughts on like the web and just like what he liked as far as games, and his obviously his knowledge of games is extremely, is vast. It's impressive. So we were thrilled to get Dan and hire Dan.
You heard it here first. Thanks, Andy, for that. That was a great answer. I like that one.
Yeah.
Prime Energy says we start. Yep, Prime Energy has made a note that the stream started at 36K of that stream goal, and it's now at 79%, which is absurd. I haven't even realized what that stream goal is. It's just a bar for them to fill. It's just, they're incredible in this community. I swear to God. What is your favorite kind of cheese? We already had that one. Here we go. Here's one from Evan. Have you ever thought of doing your own podcast, Andy? And by the way, Black Rain, I want to say thanks for the sub.
I have, and I still think about it a lot. I miss doing the podcast. One of the things about my new job, which I love, I'm really enjoying, is that, I miss that part about being in the media and going out and saying what I think about games, kind of screaming to the void about, my opinions, right? I certainly have opinions at work, but, like as far as like a public side opinion, I don't get to do that as much. So I miss it. That said, you know, I don't know what the solution is for how I would do a podcast. I mean, maybe it's like, I mean, like right now I'm super busy. Like it's just like as I kind of like get into a new job and like get things lined up, and I've been very lucky at like at EA so far that I've done some like really cool stuff that I didn't expect. You know, even like outside of just working with the products and trying to get the games out. Like I did a lot of things to help with the reveal of the new Mass Effect at the Game Awards. I worked a lot to get that, facilitate that whole thing to have happen, and that was a lot of fun to kind of see how all that stuff happens as far as like getting a trailer through all the things to the Game Awards or something like that. So that was pretty crazy, and I've continued to do that for other events like Opening Night Live and ones that are coming up, and so that's been really fun. So it's like I've been trying to find the place to do it. You know, I think there's some people, like even when I first started, there were some people at Electronic Arts like, hey, start an Electronic Arts podcast, right? Maybe that's the solution. Maybe that's something I do. I think I have to find the time, and maybe if that doesn't work out, or maybe they don't want me to host an Electronic Arts podcast, maybe I would, you know, make my own. But I definitely miss talking games. You know, I've been like I go to a clubhouse on Tuesday nights with Aaron Greenberg and Jeff Keighley that I like to attend because I just like to like sit around and just hear people talk about games myself. I miss it. That's why I was like excited to come on your show, Dan. Thrilled to come on your show.
You hear that? Thrilled, gang.
So I want to get out there and talk about games again. I did it for so much of my life, you know, almost 30 years. I'd like to find a way to do that. It's just like right now, I got to get more things organized at my new job and then see how I can get it done.
Makes complete sense. Here we go. Next up. Hey, Andy, do you agree with Dan that the Parlor Burger is the best burger ever?
It is an amazing burger. It is an amazing burger. I don't know if it's you know, I liked it a lot more early on when we first started eating them a lot. Mm-hmm. And then I quickly discovered they are very salty.
They are very salty.
They are very salty, but they are delicious. There's no doubt. So I think when I've had a couple of drinks at Parlor, it is the best burger in the world. Given the situation and where you're at, and like the place and the ambiance, and they make a fantastic cocktail at that place. But I don't know, it's tough. You know, any place that makes a great burger can have an off night, and some places that make a okay burger can make a great burger some nights. Time and place. So, but I'd say it's up there. It's a good one. It's one of the few burgers that I have that it's just it's just the meat, the cheese, and the bun, and it gets the job done. It gets the job done. It's delicious.
It's how it's put together. You know, it's so salty because they grind the salt into the patty on that burger, which is
yeah. I mean,
they do a lot of cool things to it.
I feel like the salt comes through my pores as I'm eating.
It does a little bit. So now I gotta know, like, okay, if that's just an amazing burger, what is the best one then? If that's not the best one, or if it's in contention for the best one, what's the other one that's giving it a run?
The other one that's giving a run. I mean, I think, you know, this is like, I really like some of the like fast food burgers just when like the time is right. You know what I mean? Because I couldn't eat one of those every day. I mean, I do love an In-N-Out burger. I do love a Shake Shack burger. I do think those are pretty great.
Sure.
I had to work late last night, so I had an Unami burger here out in out this way. Those are pretty good too.
You really have gone full LA now.
Yeah. Dan, you have no idea. So quickly I went from like, this is what cold is, to a brand new definition of what cold is, and it's embarrassing. It was sunny out the other day, and we had the like fireplace on because it was too cold, and it was like 60.
Sure. Oh my God. 60.
Yeah.
Heat wave.
Like yeah. It's pathetic.
It happens. It happens.
It does happen.
Okay. Okay, next question in line. Again, I'm just going through straight in order here, gang. So if you got one, drop one, and it'll come in the order they're coming, and there's no favorites here. Andy, what game would you have wanted to review since you left?
Oh, that's a great question. You know, one of the games I played because it just had been talked about so much as a game of the year last year was 13 Sentinels. And I really liked that. Like I did have like some like probably opposing opinions on like just some of the pacing and some of the other things that they did, but there were a lot of really um, ingenious ideas in the game and the way the story was delivered. I actually really aligned with the GI score a lot. I can't remember who did the review, but I know a lot of people were like giving it tens. But I did really enjoy it. Like it is a fascinating and interesting game, and I really liked it. Which I think sometimes that makes for really great reviews. You know,
Sure. It's
like
always
sometimes
nice to have an interesting game. That helps.
yeah, like having it. Well, not just an interesting game, but like one that's like being imperfect. You know, like it's hard to write like this game is really great all the time. Like it's interesting when they have flaws. I think to some degree, like I think those are more fun to write as far as reviews go. So I would say I'd say 13 Sentinels.
Okay, cool. Now I actually want to play that. Razor, thanks you for the follow.
If you haven't played it, it's great, Dan.
I haven't.
It's worth playing.
Okay.
It's really interesting. Yeah.
Fair. I think maybe we'll check it out. Maybe we'll check it out on the stream, gang. I think Andy convinced me. All right, here's one. Here's a really tough one. From Dancing Flower. Is ketchup an acceptable condiment for French fries? That's a tough
Yes.
one. Yeah, there you go. Andy says yes. There you go. You have it. It's a simple one.
Though I had jalapeno ranch last night, and I will say jalapeno ranch, pretty good.
Yeah, once you start going to the mixes, right? Jalapeno ranch, sriracha ketchup. Once you start having them, you can't go back to the plain flavors after you've got the mixes.
I would argue that you can go back, but
Oh.
I understand. I understand why you can't. I understand why you can't. I can see that. I like something about the classic.
Okay, so classic ketchup has a home here, Dancing Flower. There you go. You found the support you wanted. Here's an interesting one. Now that you're on the dev side, what are some things you want to push forward in game dev? I don't know how much you can talk about that, but hey, you've got the floor.
You know, I guess I should be clear to some degree. You know, I mean, I think there's the studio portion of our company, and I do get to work with them and like you know give some feedback and things like that. But you know, to be on that is different than what I do, which is kind of like the go-to-market plans and like try to do things like that. So while I do get a chance to see some games and talk to the leadership of all those games and give feedback on like I think you need more here and things like that. You know, I'm not actually like developing any of the games per se, just to be clear on that. But it is nice to have an opportunity to speak to a lot of people at EA have been really great in that. I mean, I'll talk to people that do make those decisions and give impact, and we do talk about the games that are coming, and so I think one of the things that I think about for development in the future is just that like I think it's finding ways to like really extend the experience and deal with things like having watched now what it takes to make like a AAA single player game. Like it's a lot. Like, you know what I mean? Like you always kind of say it's a lot when you're on the outside, and then when you're on the inside and you see like kind of how things are made, it's kind of amazing the amount of work and effort it takes to do things, and how quickly some things do come together, but the amount of effort that it takes to, like say like art a level, right? You know what I mean? To go from a gray box design to something that you would see as your finished product, right? And the amount of like engineering and ingenuity that happens along the way. So I think it's more about like how can some of these like larger games live on, have more ways to be something that we can play with. Because I mean that's the thing is like I love 13 Sentinels, but I know how hard it is to make that, right? Like how do you get more, right? I'm playing Final Fantasy Remake right now, and everyone's like, when are we going to get the next step of Final Fantasy Remake? And it's like, it's going to take a long time to get the next step of that because of a game at that fidelity. So, maybe it's getting easier. Maybe it's better engines. Maybe it's better technology. Maybe it's just we hit a point where like games can't look any better. And then it's like we have to focus more on what games are and how they execute. I mean, if I think back to how much technology has changed over the last 30 years that I've been in there, I guess almost 31 years maybe that I've been in games, like it's changed so much. And people are making amazing games like the Valheim team, 5 people make that game, right? Stardew Valley, one person makes that game. Things
Yeah,
like
that stuff like that is
really
just
changed.
mind blowing, right? But that's like almost a decade of their lives. The people who are doing the one team games.
Yep.
That's a huge, just a massive. I can't even imagine like that. It's hard enough to make a game with a huge team. Make it a game with one person.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, it's been it's really interesting. But I think the great thing about that's been interesting, like in dev, is like how dedicated people are to try to make a great game. I mean, I think it's one of the things that I kind of forgot maybe like when I was on the press sometimes is like no one's like, I'm gonna go make a mediocre game. You know what I mean? Like like no one sets out to like we're gonna hit a Metacritic of 4. I can't wait. Like like every game starts with a dream, and everyone dreams big, and then you start to see the challenges along the way and how you deal with those challenges and how you overcome those challenges. And that's one of the really fascinating things about being on this side, is that I get to see those things happen in real time. And one of the really cool things about being at someplace like EA is that I walked in the door, I think I worked on like 20 games like almost immediately, like within like a month. And it was like I worked on small games, I worked on giant games, I worked on like sports, I worked like on everything, and I saw them all along the path. And then to see a game that like, this game's 5 years out, and see like what a gate 0 looks like when a game is like, hey, can we make this, to a game that is at like the very, very end, and like how do you get it out from that final production push and out to the players, right? Like, I mean, I saw it all like so quickly. It was like an amazing like video game university I went to in the first 3 months. And so it's been quite a rocket ship in that regard. But it is really fascinating to see games at all those moments.
Video game university. I think it's a movie. No, that is awesome. Like that's a great perspective that you, like you said, you don't get it anywhere but there. So that's awesome. I hope that answered your question, Prime.
Yeah. And if I'm boring anyone, let me know.
Well, that's not going to happen. Not here.
Shorter answers or whatever. You take
give me
some feedback.
As much time as you'd like with these answers, Andy. That was a good answer. It's a good answer. Not every answer can be like, do you like ketchup? Yes. Some of them are more nuanced. Bromo Sapien says Brie is top. Yes, Brie is very good.
It is. It's really
now we
good.
have a very interesting localized question for Andy, sort of. This is a serious Andy question from Crater Gaming. I live in the Twin Cities, and I want to get into biking and support local business. Which shop should I patronize?
That's a great question.
It is.
Because a part of the thing with bike shops, sorry for everyone that wants video game talk, is that like every bike shop kind of like they form these alliances with different brands, right? So if you want this bike from this company, sometimes you have to go there, or like some shops only really do mountain bikes and like town bikes, and others do other things. So like really the shops depend on like who or what you're trying to do, or what kind of bike you want.
I hesitated.
I do think one of the nice things that I've learned coming out here to Los Angeles and trying to find a new bike shop is that Minneapolis has a lot of really great bike shops. I mean, Minneapolis has a lot of really great bike shops. I came to a city of like 13 million people, and the bike shops here are okay so far. I haven't found one that I love yet. I would love to find one that I love that I could be happy to give all my money to. But in Minneapolis, I really liked Angry Catfish was a place that I liked to shop at. I liked the like kind of coffee shop vibe that it had. But there was also one. I lived in Tangletown in Minneapolis. There was also Tangletown Bikes, which I really liked. They were really nice people, very helpful. The mechanics there were super friendly and able to help me a lot of times when I had like things go wrong with my bikes. And so I was a big fan of Tangletown Bikes. But I've also had good experiences at like, Eric's, which I know is like the big name in Minneapolis. So I think it depends on what kind of bike you want to do and what kind of bike you want to do. And also I say this too, for a bike shop, get one that's close to your house, because you want to have a relationship with them, and you want to be able to like have them help you when you need it. And like, I think having a friend at a shop makes the whole experience better.
Okay. I hope that helped you, Crater, with that,
Bike shop wisdom.
Yeah, hey, bike shop wisdom's a very real thing and a very cool thing. Adam, I'd like to thank you again for the nuclear manatees today as I passed by your comments. No question there, though. Looking forward to the last quacks and manatees. Yes, that is a great statement. Thanks for the sub. By the way, thank you, Adam, for the sub during the question. Much appreciated. Let's see what we got next. Oh, here we got one. What announced game are you looking forward to the most? And I think we'll make it non-EA games for this. Just to make it more interesting.
Yeah, no, well, I mean, I'm excited for Elden Ring for sure. Do you know what
Sure.
I mean? Like, I mean, like that's like one that's like high on my radar that I keep. I'm like everyone else, kind of like, what's up with that?
Fair.
I think I'm definitely looking forward to. I mean, I want to see what they do with Halo, right? Like,
Sure.
I mean, I'm excited to see what it is. I've had my. Okay. To be completely clear, I've had my concerns and challenges and disappointments from Halos of late. That's like, I'm not coming in as some like Halo can do no wrong fan, right? But I do like Halo, and I've played a lot of Halos, and I'm in on it. So I'd like to see where that goes. And to the point, I'm excited about Horizon Zero Dawn 2. I'm excited for God of War Ragnarok. If that's something that happens this year. I mean, I think, you know, I know it's like everyone's got COVID. Everyone's tired of hearing about COVID, blah, blah, blah. Sucks. But I think the reality is gamers, we have to come to the understanding that like it has slowed down game development.
And to think,
and it's like every company across the world. It's just not as easy to make games. And Laura Miele, who's like the head of studios, she was speaking on that Clubhouse I mentioned earlier the other day, and she said something that I thought was really interesting. That she said that like the like normal production of a game is not as affected, but it's like the beginning of a game and the end of the game, like when you're ideating early on, and at the end when you're really trying to like work together, get fast solutions, you know, finish the game. Those two bookends are the hardest part, right? And a lot of the games that we got during COVID were games that were already halfway through, right? That had already gotten past that first hump and things like that. And so I think that's the challenge, and to see what happens, because I think we are going to see a lot of like things not hit this year and have like a chance to like hit our backlogs, let's say, to some degree. But I would love for those games to all hit this year.
Sure.
You know what I mean? I want to play them all. Super interested in it. I would love to see. Why am I spacing on? What is the other Metroidvania from Australia?
There's another one. Wait, what?
Yeah, not the Ori group.
Not the Ori group.
Someone's got to know what I'm talking about.
Someone
I'm really
will.
excited to see that.
Someone will.
Hollow Knight. Thank you.
Oh yeah. Oh, we're gonna see
Totally
that.
spacing.
I'm
dying
totally,
for Hollow Knight.
that's totally this year.
So
Even with COVID, I think that's still hitting this year.
I am down with that. Axiom Verge 2, I would definitely play that. I am down with the Metroidvania. So, and I hate the word Metroidvania. I can't believe I'm saying it.
Andy hates the word Metroidvania, but he really likes Metroid. So if you don't know that,
do
now
like
you do.
Metroid.
Yes.
Yeah. So I think that answer. Yeah, I mean, like that's the like general like thing. And I mean, like to give you like the EA question, and this is not because I'm at EA, but I'm excited about Mass Effect Legendary Edition.
You get to, you said a bunch of other games. I just didn't want you just only putting out the
I'm not trying to like. By the way, I'm not trying to
it.
PR you. I
No.
get excited about games from us that I'm excited about.
Of course. And
I'm not on the
I was
clock
not
right
insinuating anything of the sort.
Yeah, sure you were, Dan. Thanks a lot, Dan.
I wasn't. A lot of good games there. A lot of good stuff. All right. Squid, thank you for the sub. Alex Van Aken, hello. I gotta say hello to a lot of other people here too. I'm just going down the list in order here, gang. So we've got lots of great people here tonight. I'm just going down the list and reading the questions as they come. So we're gonna get to your questions. We're gonna get to all of this fun stuff. There's a lot of it. We're gonna kick this battle off here, and then we're gonna get to the next question. While we fight, even we can get this next one going because I think this is a strange question. Gaming or cycling, and why?
Do I have to? Or is this so? The question is, I have
Yeah,
to
the question
choose
is,
one
you
or
must
the other?
choose. You have to. It's a life or death decision. You can only have one. I know. I thought it's a silly question.
I think it's interesting. Gaming still happens. I just can't take part in it, right? Like
It's not clarified. I think we assume that one of them just evaporates. So there's either no. Let's make this simple. There's either no gaming or there's no cycling. Period. Yeah.
Man, those are just literally, that's my life. That's tough because, I will say this. Cycling to me is like a weird life video game, right? Like that's the way I view cycling in a lot of ways. Like it's the MMO. I'm the main character, right? Like I go out and ride a bike to make this character, Andy, better. And I go on adventures like quests. Right, like an open world game. Like I'm like, oh, I'm gonna go see this. I'm gonna go try to find this. I'm gonna go do that. And like, it's through that lens that I found a love of cycling. So like one without the other is weird because my love of cycling is informed by my love of games. But there's something pretty special about like that big giant video game that's outside my front door, right?
Sure, it's
and
a
like
real life MMO, the dream, right? I mean,
and
come on.
the NPCs I can talk to on those adventures. So, I mean, I think I probably. This one pains me. I mean,
I think it was meant to be a tough one.
I think God, there's so many good games though. I mean, I almost can't decide.
Well, you got to pick one.
I could sit inside and I could play video games every hour of the day until I died. And I could also not have them every day until I died and just get on bikes and go cruise around the world and like see the world. So that's hard.
All right.
Is the world going to keep getting hotter? If it's going to keep getting hotter, I want to stay inside in the AC and play video games. But if it's going to like cool down, then then bikes.
Okay, so
I split it.
You did. We got a conditional split answer. I guess we just have to take that one. All right. Levelhead says thanks for the burger info. We do know our burgers. I'd like to think so anyway. They're talking about Del Taco burgers. That I didn't see coming.
So let's ask the question back, though. So, Dr. Mono, which would you pick of the two hobbies? I'd like to throw this back at you because you said those are your two hobbies as well. That's why I'm asking.
Okay, that's fair.
Let me ask you, Doctor.
You got to be careful with the doctor. He's a wild one.
He's a doctor. He says it right there on his name. He's a doctor.
He is. He is actually a doctor. Yes. Okay. He'll probably hit you back with that answer. By the way.
Okay. All right. Fantastic.
So let's continue on down the line. Like I'll wait for him to answer if he's still here. But let's see what else we got in the comments while we wait. Recommended by MDBet, a place in downtown Portland called Little Big Burger, the best simple burgers they've ever had. With showstopper fries. All right, this sounds a lot like.
Sounds great.
Yeah, it does.
I have some friends in Portland. I'll go visit once COVID's gone.
Yeah. Oh, once COVID's gone, I'm going everywhere. I'm just going everywhere. I'm just getting on planes and I'm just gonna fly places just because I can. All right. We got some more love for 13 Sentinels in there. A lot of love for 13 Sentinels. Now, oh god, they're gonna make me play it now, Andy. Look what you did.
It's not a bad. It's a good thing, man. It does have a lot of anime stuff in it. I'll give you that.
We just got done with the most anime game of all time. Okay, and just so you know, I have to play Kingdom Hearts 2 later this month for the community as well. So it's gonna just. Oh boy! All right.
Are they choosing these games to make you suffer?
Yes.
Good job, chat. Well done. Well done. Well
there
done.
You go. There you go.
I approve.
All right. No, but okay. Thanks, chat. I will give serious consideration to 13 Sentinels, all right? For real. Because I can stream from the PlayStation now, so. All right. We have a person who wants to eat some ramen. That's good. Razor says, it's great to see us chatting. I'm having a good time, and I hope Andy is too.
Ah, having a blast. I just want to know, are you winning at Stream Raiders right now? Or
right now? Okay, so here's what we're doing, Andy. Like, if you notice, I only click the button like every 30 minutes or so. There is PvP, but there's no PvP tonight. So what we're doing is we're setting up the army, and then in 30 minutes or 25 minutes left, where our armies are going to clash with the enemy, the NPCs. So like, this is like a WoW raid, okay? In the middle there, you got all these orcs and stuff. Those are the bad guys. It's like we're raiding something, right? And all of our dudes are lining up over there around my unit, and we're all going to fight. And at the end, we win, we get treasure. It's pretty simple. We haven't fought anything that's going to kill us tonight. We have a good group of people with like high-level units. You level up, you get gear, all this fun stuff.
All right.
And yes, we might have some more entertaining stuff on the stream too, besides this background. Do you want me to like make us bigger, or I had backup games in case the questions were slow, but we've got tons of them to answer right now. So
okay, whatever chat wants. They run this town. I've already figured that out.
Chat does run this town.
You think you run this place?
They know very well they run this town. They believe me, they know. I don't need to tell them that. Welcome back, Evan. Oh wow, here's one. Owlix is throwing some heat. Other than games, was there a book or toy that shaped the way you grew up? That's a big one.
Okay, I'm sorry. I was reading Doctor's answer, so I missed the.
Go ahead.
Could you repeat the question?
Yeah,
please?
I sure can. Well, actually, let's handle Dr. Mano's answer first. Go ahead and grab that, and I'll repeat it.
Well, he said cycling because of the family and friends component. Plus, I'm an amateur bike mechanic. By the way, we briefly talked many years back at the Jesse James ride in Northfield, which I loved that ride for the Jesse James ride. It's a great ride. So, awesome answer, Doctor, and good to see you again. Then, I had no idea under your hidden name that we had hung out.
We get all kinds of cool people in here, man.
You do.
Okay, here comes the heavy heat question from Owlix. Other than games, was there a book or toy that shaped the way you grew up?
Book or toy. So, I don't know that I was a very good reader necessarily, and I could say exactly what book it was. But I will say I loved those Choose Your Own Adventure books as a kid. I loved flipping around and like looking to see what the different solutions were and like how your choices mattered. And I think that was one of those things that kind of like made me fall in love with like RPGs and choice and agency in games. And so for me, I couldn't name any of those books. And I'm sure, by the way, the adventures themselves, they were probably pretty lame. But I enjoyed just the interactive nature of it, and so I was a big fan of those. I did read The Lord of the Rings. My dad kind of gave me that book probably too young, and I was like, this Hobbit thing, this guy does not shut up. He talks too much. But as I grew up and kind of like tried to always like, I looked at the cover a lot. Like I was really inspired by just the fantasy elements of it. I was always drawn to that. And then eventually made me read it. And of course, we all know what Lord of the Rings is today. But for me, that was one. For a toy, I was very lucky in that my father went to Japan when I was really young, and he came back with like one of this, like, I don't even know what brand it would be. I still have it actually in the garage still. I've kept it with me since I was a kid. But it's like a giant battleship / spacecraft, right, that like came apart, and there was like a robot guy in the middle, and it had all kinds of like missile launchers on it, and I was like, yes please, I like more of this. So like that particular toy was great, and I used to always try to like recreate that toy with Legos afterwards. Like I always built Legos kind of based in my mind around this kind of like Robotech style, like battleship spacecraft. That's I know I wish I could give you more or show it to you. It's a long. I have to go dig it out.
No, so somebody in chat's gonna have that thing like dug up in like seconds. That's how they work here. Okay, we'll find out what it is. That sounds very intriguing. And then
movies, Star Wars for a long time, defined a lot. Back to the Future, things like that.
I'm gonna go ahead and defend the Choose Your Own Adventure books. Those are great. Like those were games, right? Like those were they were games. They were games. Like they just weren't wireframed. They were basically game wireframe dialogue. They were cool. They were really cool. I enjoyed those a lot as well. I hadn't thought about this in a long time, but yeah, I used to read the crap out of those, or play the crap out of those, I guess I should say.
Well, yeah, I mean, I remember I'd have like my fingers in like 4 parts of the book where I'd go to like all the options of like what the answers could be, and I'd be like flipping between them while trying to like bookmark them all at the same time. It was a weird
Yeah, you
little
had
game.
to, and they'd like try to trick you. They do ones that had like 4 different pages in a row, like go to page 54, and then that one would say go to page 73, and that one would say go to 100. So you can't, so you couldn't cheat it because you'd always be like, well, if I drink that weird potion that the wizard's giving me, I might die. So I'm going to keep my finger here. So they'd actually try to trip you up. Somebody thought about that. Somebody
Yeah, they
did book design on that, and they read focus groups where people would cheat. That's good stuff. They save scumming, choose your own adventure. All right, that's a thing that happened. Those things are great. All right, that was a great question, Alex. Thank you. Evan's asking if you'll come to the Dance Snacks Discord. I don't think we're gonna ask Andy to do that. He doesn't need to be subjected to that kind of insanity. Another person says, Andy, would you be able to come back for the what is that? Extra Life charity drive this year?
Yeah, I mean, if it lines up and I'm around
yeah,
and
it's all about
I don't have something I have like work I have to do, I always want to try to help. Yeah, I mean, I'm hoping too, like, I'm hoping to at some point too, is like we start to get back to normal, like to make some more appearances, hopefully around at other things as well, and there you might get a chance to see me once or twice at other things too. So
sweet. Well, now I'm intrigued. What's he gonna be at?
I'm always working some kind of angle there.
Make sure you go follow Andy on Twitter if you're not already. He's got some things in the works. Let's see what we got. Hello, Alex. Good to see you. We got lots of highs. I love that. I'm just going down the list now. Sorry, guys. I'm just seeing stuff now. We got lots of really good comments. We have Minneapolis bike shops. We have talk about Tomato Town, one of the grand places in Fortnite. Zillars. Oh, we did it. We actually did already answer that one, Zillars. We went over most anticipated games. If you missed it. Yep, we answered that one too. Evan, he's not going to answer what his gamer name and tag is. That's a cute one though. Good, nice try. I could not have downloaded Apex Legends because if I start downloading Apex Legends, it's going to lag the stream out. But maybe, if you're all very lucky, I can talk to Andy later, and maybe we will play some Apex sometime on here. That'd be cool. Let's see what we got else here. Okay. Here's an interesting. Does loving Metroid but hating the term Metroidvania imply that Andy hated Castlevania?
No.
Easy question.
Actually, I was a huge fan. Symphony of the Night is a fantastic game, a classic through and through. It's just more like my stance on it is Castlevania was a ripoff of Metroid and then somehow got its name involved. And I know people like to argue, they're like, oh, well, it added RPG elements or whatever, blah, blah, blah. Like, roguelikes are roguelikes because they're after rogue. Metroid was the one that did it and invented it and, like, perfected it. And then people did certainly, like, move it forward, right? You know, like, I get it. Like, Hades is a great example of a roguelike, but it's not a rogue Hades or a rogues. I don't know, maybe that's a bad one. But you know what I mean? Like, I feel like Metroid deserves more props. It's more like my thing that Metroid deserves the credit. It is a Metroid-like.
Fair. That's the answer. That's the answer we were looking for. Thanks, Adam, for gifting that sub to Squid. I thought Squid actually subbed, but it was Adam that subbed Squid, and I didn't see it till just now. But thank you. I appreciate it. Here's an interesting one for you, Eddie. Have you secured a 30 series RTX card?
God, no, and I want one.
Yeah.
I do. I had to, like, the fans were out on my PC, and I had to change the fans out on my PC last night, and it took me like 2 hours because of this box. I'm not a big fan of my PC case right now, but while I was doing that, I had to, like, take the guts out, and I took my card out, and I was like, I just sat there and looked at my 2080 going like, God damn it. Not that it's bad, it's a great card. I just wish I had a 3080 or a 3090. but I don't.
I also don't, and it makes me cry too. Those are like impossible to get now. So
think of
Someday.
all the Bitcoin we could be farming.
I know, right? We could be harvesting Bitcoin, Ether, and all the rest of those sweet coins.
I just need to make an NFT and it'll all pay for itself.
Oh God, no. Okay. Before we get on, yeah, I don't know. NFTs make me want to cry. All right. Let's see what we got here.
We're jealous, by the way, Levelhead, of you got a 390.
Yes, that is very true. Wow, you've got a lot of questions here on cycling. Do you like the process of planning cycling routes, or is that a chore?
I like it. Yeah, I do like it. Though I'm like, so I need to buy a better cycling computer. I only have a 510 Garmin, and I need to get up to the 1000 so I get the mapping, because for all my video game experience, I get lost a lot. I'm really bad at remembering the right turn to the right street when I need to make it. So I like to plan routes, but then I blow them to shit when I get lost out in the way. So I like planning where I'm going. Like, I like to think about what I'm going to find. Like, one of the first things I did when I got to LA was I wanted to find the Hollywood sign. Right? So, and you can see the Hollywood. I can see the Hollywood sign from outside my house. But it's not as close as it appears, right? And finding it, you have to go up to to get close to the actual sign, not where you can really see it, is through these neighborhoods. And I got lost for like a whole day trying to find the Hollywood sign. But I did find the Hollywood sign, and I thought that was a fun adventure. Though someone almost killed me with their car, but that was beside the point. Really fun.
So that part of the adventure wasn't fun.
Kind of adventures. And like, there's another thing. There's Mount Wilson is just behind me, in my neighborhood, which is what I love about LA. So I was trying to find the pass to climb up to go to the top of it. There's a conservatory at the top. So I've been trying, like, one of my adventures lately is like, I need to find my way to the mountain. So I kind of like head that way and like go through all these like kind of, different hills and mountains and neighborhoods, just trying to find my way. And I like that. So I like kind of being planned and kind of not being planned, and then try to find my way home. So that's like one of my cycling things.
It's like choose your own adventure, but cycling.
Yeah, it is. And the same thing. Like, I went, Mulholland is a famous road, obviously, in movies and everything like that. And I can access that from this area, and I go ride that, and it's kind of fun to find out where it ends, or then hop off that road and see where else it goes. And I like, one of my friends, like, I know, like, you'll be like, oh, that's Travis Scott's house, and you're like, well, how could I find my way on my bike to like Travis Scott's house? Like, those are the kind of weird like quests I go on my bike. Can I find where he lives? Like, I rode past where like LeBron James lives, right? Like, I found that one, right? So it's kind of a weird points of light to pick, but it's kind of fun to have those kind of adventures.
So cycling of the stars kind of thing. That's pretty cool.
You could say it sounds a lot more douchey when you put it that way.
I wasn't trying to. All right, yeah, all right, fair enough.
I try to put something out there as a goal, and then just go try to find it. And so that's what I've been doing here. But it's there's a lot of traffic in this town. I don't know if you heard this.
I've never heard that. I certainly have never experienced it. I've never been out. I've never been there. I have no idea.
So one of the weird things about being in this town is that I always visited, and I would visit as like I'd come and I'd go to Naughty Dog, right? Or I'd come visit and go see what's another one I kind of run across. I don't know why I'm totally spacing, or like Sony Santa Monica.
Sure.
Or things like that, Riot, all these things that are out here in this area. But I always would like take an Uber there and get there and like, oh, okay, whatever. So they didn't really have any time and place to me. And now that I live here, I'm like, oh, I got to go get groceries. And you take a right-hand turn and you're like, oh, there's Naughty Dog. I didn't no idea. It was like right there. You're like just doing errands, and you like come across all these video game developers. It's kind of hilarious. Nick Ahrens, when he was like doing some video game development stuff, he was at this like mattress warehouse that had been converted into office space, and I was like, came across that. Like, I know like Night School I think is there too, so there's like a bunch of like, maybe the Game Grumps might be in that building too. So it's like, you're just cruising around, you're like, oh look, there you go, video game stuff. It's kind of crazy versus like Minneapolis, where there's Game Informer, and then there's Game Informer, and then
there's there's also snow. I mean, so that's right. So we got
so that's kind of fun.
Fair enough.
So that's my planning story.
It's a good one. I enjoyed that actually. Have I told Andy about the local snacks? No, and I'm not going to. That is a meme. I'm going to make it really brief. It's a meme about a character in Xenoblade Chronicles 2, and that's all you really need to know.
Okay.
All right.
Gotcha.
Kingdom Hearts 2 slaps. How dare you, Andy? Is a statement. I don't think anyone here thinks Kingdom Hearts 2 slaps, but yep, we're going to get there. Airline ticket prices will go up after COVID. Almost. Yep, definitely.
Yeah, I would say so.
Another question for me is to do 15-minute battles on Stream Raiders instead of 30 because we're active. I guess we could do that. Goodbye, Leaf. Thank you for coming. We might actually be dialing down the questions here. Excellent.
Well, then I get to watch you play games and I can mock you.
Then we get to play games. If you don't know what game I have queued up, Andy. Believe me, you might not want that scenario to happen.
I can always just turn the camera off and leave.
That is
so. There's always
true.
that.
That is true, and you might do that if you see what game I have loaded up. But now that I know you play Apex, I am going to pick that up. I used to play a lot, but I haven't really played it in a while.
Season 8's great.
I believe that. You don't need to sell me out. We played tons of the D Squad. Played a ton of Apex back when we used to do battle royales every night, but kind of fell off a little bit. But we had a lot of fun with that one. Okay, Black Rain says this is bringing up nostalgia. Yes, we love nostalgia. I like when we talk about Taco Bell. Yep, definitely. Okay, bye, Evan. Great to see Andy again. Yes, it is. Okay. What game have you spent too much time playing in the last year and you can't count World of Warcraft? That's almost cheating, not letting you use World of Warcraft.
Yeah, that is. I mean, that's definitely. Though my World of Warcraft playing is down significantly since I moved. And I mean, like I had to quit when I was like moving and living in like Airbnbs for a couple months until we found a place to live here in LA. I think the game that I've been playing a lot of. It's weird too. I'd like to point out I'm also very angry at Clash Royale, which I played a lot of, and I'm like really disappointed where that game is at right now. Like for the first time in years, I'm really not playing that game anymore. I still kind of like hop up like 1 or 2 games a day, maybe, but that's like rare. It's probably that happens once or twice a week, where it used to be I would play every day.
Oh, I remember we were all really into that when it came out.
Yeah, so that's one I've really walked away from. And I'm disappointed, by the way, with just how Supercell has handled it. I don't think they've done a very good job. They haven't spoken to their community once they brought out the like kind of the new war. It's just bad. I know I'm going on about that. Let me get to your question. So I have been playing less of that and more. I mean, this is like I'm trying to not give just like an EA answer, but I've been like trying to play a lot of the games that like I work with. Right.
Sure. So that's not an EA answer. You can go with it.
It's been one of those things that's where I spend a lot of time. So when I haven't been doing that, the games I have been playing that are outside of that have been like I played a lot of the PlayStation launch games, PlayStation 5 launch games. I was lucky enough to get a PlayStation 5. So like I flew through like Miles and what was the Annapurna game?
Annapurna game.
From the what game? I delete them so quickly because there's no disk drive space on the PlayStation 5. I hate it. I hate it so much every day.
And they knew about that when they made it. It boggles me.
So kind of got rid of that. I've been playing some Destiny a little bit, but I'm not as engaged in Destiny as I once was. I played through, like I said, right now I'm playing Final Fantasy VII Remake because it was free. So that was a weird thing where they were like, hey, buy the PlayStation 5 version, but here it is for free. And I was like, well, I'll just take it for free. So I'm enjoying that. But I don't know that there's been anything that's been like dominating, like a classic MMO like domination, because
Sure.
I've lost on my daily mobile games, and I've just been like, a lot of the games I'm just kind of beating and moving on, and then just like concentrating on stuff that I need to know. Well, it's like, by the way, I don't want to make it sound like I'm like playing these games because it's work. I'm playing these games
Right.
because I'm excited to work on them. I'm excited to be engaged with them, and like I think, you know, I want to make sure we do the best job we can and make kick-ass games, because that's the only thing that's going to change. I don't want to like work on games that suck and have to, hey, play this game and it's not good, right? Like, I want the games to be great, so I'm trying to learn as much as I can to be helpful.
Did you play Demon Souls?
And Pathfinder was what I was talking about. By the way, Pathless. Yeah, Pathless.
Ah, that's right. I haven't touched that one.
Pathless was great. I also played the new Annapurna one, Marquette.
Oh, the one that just came out. Yeah, there is. That's the puzzle one, right?
So I played through that. That was fun. I mean, I'm still playing through a lot of games. I actually, you're gonna laugh at me. This is my most recent sin.
Uh-oh.
That is that I bought Demon Souls, and I played it for like 2 days, and I loved it. But I was like, I need more time. Like, I need a week to like not lose my skills and be able to concentrate on it. And I have not found. Like, I need to literally take vacation days so I can sit and play it all in a row. But I was enjoying what I played. I just haven't had the time to like consistently play the game. So that's like my one shame, let's say, like over the last 6 months.
Yeah, something to be ashamed of. Hey, I was just curious. I was just curious, actually, since back, I know you played through a lot of the other Soul stuff. So just curious.
I did. I'm just mad because like I really want to play that game. Like it actually kind of annoys me that I haven't had a chance to like sit down. That's what Final Fantasy's nights. I can kind of play it and you can walk away and it doesn't really matter.
Yeah. And Demons is pretty quick, actually, compared to the other ones. It's pretty short.
Is it really?
Yeah, compared to the other ones. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, all right. I'll have to like get a long weekend.
You could do it. You could do it. All right, we got a Monty Python meme question, which I'm not going to ask.
I like Monty Python.
Okay, then I'm not going to ask this one. It's a skit from the what is your name? What is your quest? What is the capital of Assyria? Like that were they asking, what is it? The Holy Grail. Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
Yeah, the Holy Grail.
Which is a good joke, not a great question for this particular stream. What do you think about Dan's 90s backwards hat style? Will you be adopting it? Great
the answer
question.
is no. I will not be adopting it. I rarely wear my hat backwards, but I do wear flat billed hats, which people always tell me like bend that cap. There's people that really do not like when you go with the like flat billed cap. But yeah, no, I'm not doing that. Nor am I doing like the tropic scene that Dan has captured here on his home.
It's not really tropic. It's more.
I mean, that's a palm tree, isn't it?
It's a palm tree, but it's not real. It's got lights on
it. Would say it gives a tropics vibe.
It's all about the 80s synth wave here, okay, Andy? That's what we got going on here. It's a little retro, all right?
Okay, all right.
Chill beats, good times,
I remember those 80s and all the ducks and mantis really define the 80s.
Yeah, see, what we've done is we've taken cool animals and mixed them with the sweet style of the 80s, and that's how we found the D-Squad aesthetic, okay?
Okay, I remember that. Like, that was a really great mission in Vice City.
Yeah, yes, I remember that one. Yeah, it was great.
You really captured the ducks.
You bust in, you break out a manatee.
Yeah.
One more job. We got to get this manatee. All right. Good answer to the hat question. Hukan says, Andy, I just want to thank you for all your efforts at GI over the years. Thank you, Hukan, for that.
Thank you. I appreciate it. One of the things that happened, and I don't know, this is maybe a dumb story, but I'm very lucky in that I still to this day I run into someone fairly often that says to me like, "Oh, Andy, oh my God, Andy," and they'll be like, I got into games because of Game Informer and all the stuff you did there, and that to me is like one of the greatest compliments I get, or that I got someone into the love of games, and so like. I thank you for mentioning that. I really appreciate it. It's one of those things that really means a lot to me in my like the work that I basically my life's work until I quit. You know what I mean? At Game Informer. Yeah.
I guess this is sort of a follow-up to that, actually. Is it weird that millions of gamers probably know who you are?
Yeah, but I mean, like, I always, I tried really hard to, one of the things about journalism for me, and it's not for everyone, by the way. I know there's different people that do things different ways. But for me, Andy, I never wanted to, like, I didn't think I was an important part of the story. I thought the important part of the story was the game. The important part of the story was the developers. The important part of the story was getting that message out. The important part of Game Informer was getting the brand of Game Informer out there to help gamers find games they liked, learn about games they would love, those kind of things. So I always spent a lot of time and effort to make sure that I promoted others over myself. So I think that, there's definitely someone who could have said, hey, I want to make it about promoting myself, or I want to make it about me, but that's just not what I was. So I'm happy when people know Game Informer. If they know who I am, that's awesome, but that was my goal for that time. Now, obviously, I have nothing to do with the current Game Informer other than, like, I built a lot of the stuff that it's built on, but outside of that, I mean, it has a new direction, but it does matter. It's a cool feeling. I mean, it's nice to be a part of. I feel like that's the right way to put it. Like, I feel like I was a part of the game industry, right? Like I left some kind of mark on it, and that's pretty cool. I would say I'm pretty proud of that.
I would say that's really cool.
Yeah.
Good question, who can? Here's a little bit more of a. Man, we got a lot of food questions tonight. Are you enjoying the Mexican food in LA?
I am, because I grew up in Texas, so I really missed, like, the Mexican food in Minneapolis was getting better, but it was never outstanding.
We don't really have. I mean, we got lots of good food here. We don't really have any Mexican food. Yeah.
So yeah, I'm enjoying having that. Now that said, this would be so much better without COVID. There's a couple places that do deliver. But, like, delivered Mexican food isn't as good as a margarita on a patio, as it's intended. So I think I haven't quite gotten the right flavor. And in fact, I'm going to say this is weird. Maybe, I don't know if anyone else has experienced. Has anyone else, like, moved, like, during COVID? It's weird to me. Because I spend so much time at home and spend so much time inside, like, in general, like, I kind of forget I'm in LA. I know that sounds dumb. But, like, because I'm not doing things that would be, like, normal LA things, or, like, in getting out and learning my city, you know what I mean? I'm not learning the restaurants that are close to me. I learn the ones that are, like, on, DoorDash, right? I mean, there's things I know from previous times I've been there, but it's just this weird view of the world. And, like, I go out and ride my bike, and I'm like, oh, yeah, that's right. I'm in Los Angeles. I kind of forgot. And so, like... I'm really looking forward to exploring this world, and seeing, like, a ton of friends I have here in this town that I haven't seen yet. So it has a weird impact, like, that COVID's had on my, like, perspective of, like, the city and the food, particularly. Like, there's a ton of food here that I haven't had a chance to enjoy to its fullest because of the way you have to experience it right now.
Sure, yeah, that's the reality. I think everywhere, but yeah, that's a good question. Here's one. What genre of game are you most excited to see developed with the new consoles in mind?
I think I have like some real interest in all of them, right? Like, I'm just gonna, like, throw out things that don't have any, like, before anyone tries to connect it to any game. Electronic Arts, please do not. But, like, like, first-person shooters have always done some really interesting things to innovate in their space, right? Like, in the way that they've done things, because they are, like, one of the biggest pillars in games. They make so much money that they get a lot of, like, crazy AAA investment. So I'm interested to see, like, what kind of innovations they can bring to, that kind of competitive play, and even those, like, campaigns as they come along. But I'm probably more interested overall and I've said this about every console generation since the dawn of time, but like as we get more power, so often we use more power to like be like, oh, now this guy has 60 million polygons, but like your main character is still just like a main character, and like it could be almost the same game as 10 years ago, but it's like they look better. I'm really hoping that like RPGs in particular start to use some of this power and the the kind of SSDs and things like that to really find new ways to create innovative ways for us to interact with things and people and story. I love great narrative when it's done well, and like there's all these things with like machine learning or things that could be done on the cloud or integrating the internet into the way that you make a game work and the way that it even like cloud it crowdsources other things or other elements or user generated content, things like that. Like I would love to see how those things move forward and change in those kind of spaces. So those are two for me that I think of right away that I'm like interested in. And of course like with RPG, I'd like to make sure I make this blanket statement. Like sometimes to me, like I feel like Horizon Zero Dawn is an RPG. I feel like AC is an RPG. I feel like Witcher's an RPG. I feel like Madden's an RPG.
I mean,
feel
everything's
like,
an RPG.
God of War is an RPG. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like there's so many things that fit within that art, like that adventure narrative places that things can happen.
Yeah, I don't disagree. I mean, I think at some point, I don't know what year it was exactly. At some point, everything became an RPG. Now it's just various degrees of RPG.
So it's like how do we integrate story in better ways?
Right. Okay.
And I like what is it to be interviewed by a former lackey is the question that I was asked. Dan was
Wow.
never a lackey.
Where's that one? I'm gonna go ban this guy. I must not have gotten to that one yet. Somebody is in trouble though when I find out who said that. We will get to that one, and you'll have a chance to answer it. Just trying to keep things orderly here, Does Dan know that Van Aken's stuck in here? Yes, I said hello to him. Andy, thoughts on the Diablo 2 remaster? Are you excited to play?
I go back and forth. Not just particularly on Diablo 2. Sometimes I get weary of going backwards and like playing remasters, and then sometimes I'm really happy I'm playing remasters. So it kind of ultimately depends on the experience and my memory. And I know I'm overcomplicating things. Trust me, I understand that. But it's like I have a lot of excitement for Diablo 4 right now. Like I was like really, really, really excited about that. And like to some degree, if they would have like not had a Diablo 4 out there and they were like, we're remastering Diablo 2, I'd have been like, yeah. But now I'm kind of like, I'm cool. That's cool. And then maybe I'll play it. But like I played that, like I kind of was looking for something like new, I guess. So I'm torn. But at the same time too, like I'm replaying a bunch of remasters right now, and like there are a bunch of remasters I really like. So I mean, like I may end up falling in love with it, and like what I've said is completely stupid. But like my level of excitement is not very high for Diablo 2, just given the situation. But it is a classic. It is a top 50, top 10 game of all time, depending on who you ask, I guess, kind of thing. So I mean, like I'm not upset that they're doing it. I don't really feel the thunder quite yet, but maybe I will when it gets a little closer.
Sure. Yeah, that's a good answer. I too am quite hyped for D4, D2 too, because I know we're not going to get D4. I'll have blown through D2 several times over by the time we see D4. I assure you.
I think that's probably you know what, that's probably the thing that probably depresses me is that I know I'm just going to be playing this and like, where's D4? I mean, like enjoying it, but that will be what I'm saying the whole time.
Yeah, I get that. I feel that. I do. Zedlars, I don't know what the biggest gaming disappointment was for me last year. Chat probably knows better than me right now. On the fly, I can't pick that. I don't know. I'm sure there was something. I'm sure I talked about it a lot here, whatever it was. Please convince Dan to take off his hat. Not a chance. Should I wear my hat sideways for the rest of the night? That's a question to Andy.
Can you with headphones on?
It's uncomfortable.
I mean,
it might be doable, but it's very uncomfortable.
Yeah, I mean, maybe you should have to do that.
Well, Andy said it, so we're gonna do
No, I
it.
don't have to do that, Dan. I don't actually care. I'll. Well, okay. You kind of look like a redneck with it sideways like that.
Wow, I don't love this. All right, there we go. We're making it happen. We're doing it. All right. Thanks, Malk. Appreciate that. We never got the inflatable tree back. No, we did not. That's because it broke and it's gone, and that's why I got a tree that wouldn't break and pop. It's not an inflatable tree. It does have lights. Did you notice it has lights? What else we got here? Are we actually done with questions now? Are we actually almost done? Da, 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 da. Is it weird to be interviewing my former boss? Not at all. Because I'm not really interviewing him. You're throwing the questions at him.
Yeah.
And I would be pretty comfortable, you know. I don't think I'd ever interview him. I mean, that could happen. It would not be weird. DBZ Mike, have you learned some new things about the industry by working with EA? I think Andy kind of covered that earlier, but you can hit it if you want.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely have learned a lot about games and in particular, like just the other side of it too. I think earlier I talked about like just like getting to see games and all kind of their various forms and like how they kind of move forward. But for me too, it's been like interesting to see things like I mean, we all know about it. Like, oh hey, they bring in influencers. Like I get to see some of like how that sausage is made. You know what I mean? Like, and like how like the influencer game, YouTubers, Twitch, like I mean I know it had changed, but it is interesting to see like how it examined, how people on the inside, like how like the leadership within a game group views those things, right? Like I get to see that and get that perspective. Whether I agree with it or not, that's a different question. But I get to see and hear things that you just don't get to hear, right? And the other thing too is that like the second you go to a game company, they go like, we were never gonna, like we could never tell you this story when you were in the press, but listen to this story, and you're like, oh, these are my favorite stories. And so you get to hear some of the like, you won't believe this game was X and turned into X. You won't believe this was that, and it's a lot of fun to get those stories told from the teams that did them. And by the way, they're not all like bad. Like they're not all bad or good. Like it's just really fascinating to hear things like. I mean, maybe one I think maybe I could mention would be like, here we go. Like they are like, how did the name Apex Legends come to be? Right. Like, and there might be an answer that's probably one people give, but I heard the one that's like, the one, like
right.
how they, how that came to be. And I think that's really fascinating to do and listen to and or have studios go through. Like we just recently announced Full Circle, the guys who are working on the next Skate.
Mm-hmm.
And like, worked with them on like how they were going to come up with a name, right? And why they came up with a name and like, those kind of things. Like it's kind of fun to see like a new studio formed and like their excitement around it. And like, then they have to be like, oh, we got to have a name, and all those kind of things that go with it. And it's kind of fun to watch. So yeah, I've learned a ton. I've learned a ton about video games in my short time there.
Awesome. Great question and great answer. Andy, is it weird to be interviewed by a former lackey? We finally got to it. What a great question. That's one of my moderators, mind you, who is severely disciplined.
Like I said, we were peers. I mean, I'm sure there were times when I was a horrible leader, but I tried to be a leader that said, the people I work with are my peers. Like if I have to make a hard decision because I am the leader, like I will make them. But I mean, I always wanted to try to be fair and make sure I empowered the people I worked with to do what they needed to do. So I don't look on anyone that I've worked with or work with now or work with in the future as a lackey or works for me. You know what I mean? Like kind of thing, like, or with me. What's the right term would be? Like, just don't look at it that way.
Sure. Take that, Barf. Yeah. All right. We got some deli sandwiches. Ooh. That makes me kind of hungry.
The classic Italian.
Yeah. Sounds delicious. Diablo 4. Someone wants you to revive the auto-destruct series. Good luck with that one.
Yeah, that is a tough one.
Oh boy. All right. I. How do you imagine emergent AI stories? Wow. We are getting into this. I thought we were almost done with questions. We got some heavy ones here.
Um, I think it's really interesting. I mean, one of the things I I was disappointed by this year, not as a game, but as a thing that I was really interested in, and I had a lot of friends that worked there. Was I was actually very interested to see what Stadia was going to do. And I
Sure.
know it's easy to rip on Stadia and but I think Stadia was one of those opportunities where you were going to see more work done on something like an emergent AI, because using the kind of technology that say powers, let's just even say, Google Assistant, right? And a company that spends a bunch of money to build things and has that much access to data, like some of the other things that I saw, like as far as like the way that they can use imagery and available imagery to create, realistic people, realistic places that aren't real, right? That I think there is a lot of interesting developments going on in that kind of tech space that hasn't quite found its way to games yet, but could and can. And so I do think it can play a role in times, right? Like I think there's people like to this day that you can get on a phone call and you can think you're talking to someone who's taking your reservation, and it's a robot and it's an AI, right? And I think that while it's creepy, I do think that would be cool to in certain game spaces, maybe there's things like I would say like in some of the so there's games that do that where there's areas that are like authored, right? Like that the narrative is authored by a group of story writers, talented writers that happens, but then you get into like open spaces or like a town where you could run into different people. And if you could run into different types of people or have different things happen, like, oh, I want to hang out in the bar in this village in this RPG. And they had a bunch of like AI bar people that I could become friends with that could be like really weird. And like, I'd be like, I just want to go hang out and like see what those weirdos are doing and like what this weird AI does. And so, maybe that's not defining the game, but being a part of the game could be really interesting and fascinating, and like help, I think, like live in those worlds, right? Like imagine Sea of Thieves was something like that, right? Like Sea of Thieves has this kind of interesting thing going on in the world, but what if the villages that you went to in all those places had like these, driven AI worlds that you could visit and have other people in, and like I don't know. I think there's a lot of interesting things that could happen with AI over the next 10 to 20 years.
I agree. That's some wild stuff for games, I think, in the time ahead. And pretty quickly, too, I think. Tech is advancing very rapidly. Here's one. Oh, boy. We got a zinger. Do you recommend working in the game industry? So many people are telling me it's really rough. From Zed Lars.
That's a great question, too. I mean, I do, and I'll tell you why. It's hard to get into, right? And I think, like a lot of times too, when people are like, I want to be in the games press, Andy, you have a lot of experience. Should I get in the games press? And I'll go like, right now is probably the hardest time ever to be in the games press. But the game industry, there's a lot of opportunity, I think, out there. And one of the reasons I speak positively about the industry is that I do feel there are a lot of very smart people who really love games. There's certainly people that don't, right? But there's people that do, and I think that I have been always impressed and always loved that about games, that there's people thinking and challenging themselves and looking for interesting things to do. So it's a place that it's that weird intersection of art and technology that exists in games that is not everywhere. And I find that intersection to be incredibly fascinating and bring in other people who find it fascinating, which are kind of like minds like myself. So I feel that you get a chance to meet a lot of really, really brilliant and interesting people in games because of that. So I think games is unique in that regard, right? Like that you get to meet these kind of like auteurs / techno nerds that love games.
That is an excellent answer to that question. which could have been a challenging one. That was a good one.
I'm a professional
I'm a
hater.
yes, you are. That was some excellent communication that you just did there. I really enjoyed it. All right, what advice would you give to aspiring game developers since you've met so many of them?
I think the advice that I give to anyone in any field: practice, finish things, do things. Like if you're making a game and it's okay, let's be frank. If you're making your first game, it is not the greatest game of all time. I'm sorry, I hate to break your bubble, but finish it. And the one way to finish it is to like cut it in half, remove like 6 or 7 things that you think I'm going to put this in, like remove the scope, cut it up, and if it ends up just being a ball that runs along the side of the road and like jumps over dead frogs, it's a game. And you finished it and you learned something and you can apply what you learned to your next thing, right? Or if you're like, oh, hey, I want to be a game developer and I want to make levels. There has never been an easier time. You can go download Unreal Engine, Unity. You can go start working on a game right now. Go finish a level. And if it's too big, make it smaller. If it's not good, remove things. Learn something. Experiment. Practice. And when you have that, bring those kind of things. Bring your successes as your resume, as your examples of what you can do and how you can make games better to people, and you'll get hired.
Man, I really want to play that game about like the frog jumping around now with the ball. That sounds like I want to play that game. All right, you sold me on it. I'm in. Okay, we got one more here, and I want to be. I will read it because I've been reading every question tonight. But again, I want to be before we do this. Well, like nobody here is really qualified to answer any kind of therapy advice. You know, we do say that on the stream at some times. But so the question, Andy, what is your advice for people dealing with depression and lack of motivation?
Yeah, I'm not a professional. And by the way, I would like to say you're not alone. I mean, there's a lot of people suffering from depression and lack of motivation. I think that's a very common theme right now for a lot of people out there. So yeah, not an expert. I mean, if you feel like it's really bringing you down, you should seek expert help, I would say. But I always feel like a good place to start is that you're not alone in that, and that focus on what you can do, right? And it's kind of, I know it's very similar to my game development recommendation, but I think a lot of things like lack of motivation or depression comes from our own perception of failure, right? Like that I'm not doing this, that I can't do this. I know I get really like kind of like on in when I have like 20 things to do and I'm like, I can't do these 20 things, right? And I can't do those 20 things. That's 20 things. It's too much, right? So it's like, what one thing can I do? Make that small victory, right? Like that's a way to make yourself feel better. And if you can't get that done, pick the easiest one. Pick the one that's the easy. I made coffee. Yay, right? Like those are the ways I think to find your way out of a hole like that. Or like I said, if it's real bad, go to a professional.
I will say I get excited when I make a coffee.
I do too.
There's nothing not to be excited about there.
I think I have to close my sliding glass door. I'm going to step away for 1 second.
Yeah, sure. By all means. Go for it.
On 1 second.
How's everybody doing tonight? Have you enjoyed what we've been doing this evening? I hope you have. I hope you're having a good time. Oh, we got a Barnaby. Look at that. We got Andy's dog Barnaby here. One of the cutest dogs in the whole world. Hello? You back?
Oh yeah, I am sorry. I was muted.
yeah. That's okay.
Barnaby always loved going to GI.
We saw Barnaby, and we are all much better for it. I tell you that. Barnaby is truly an adorable little dog, honestly. Seriously. Okay, next in line. Gosh, what are some of your favorite countries to visit, and where would you like to visit when things open up?
I have been dying to go to Italy since I'd planned a trip a long time ago, like almost 10 years ago to go. And it never happened because just something happened in my life and I was unable to do it. And I just never got back on track to get it done. So I've been dying to go to Italy. I'm also right now, I'm trying to plan. I want to go watch the Tour de France. When you talk about cycling nerd that we talked about earlier, I've been dealing with a friend of mine. We've been thinking about signing up to go over and watch the Tour de France and like ride bikes throughout France during that. So like when COVID's gone, I'm really dying to do that. But as a shorter term goal, as far as like travel goes, I'd love to go spend a weekend in Vegas doing dumb things. I would love to. I actually this year I wanted to go. Like I would have loved to have gone skiing. You know what I mean? I can't wait to get to go do that again. It's fun to spend time outside doing things like that. I would also. I would love to go. You know where I want to go? I want to go to Minneapolis. I want to go see all my friends.
That sounds pretty cool.
One of the sad things about my departure and many of the departures from Game Informer recently is that we never got to spend time together. As a group, we never got to be like, oh, this is the end. Even when we just had a lot of things go wrong. It was a bummer. We didn't get to spend time together. We didn't get to go to the bar. We didn't get to have a like, yay, you got a new job, man. Awesome. Good luck. Like we didn't get to do any of that. We did it all, virtually. And so I'm dying to get back to the city. When I left Minneapolis, by the way, I snuck out in the middle of the night. I did not. All my close friends that I'd known for a long, long time, I was just like, I'm going to LA. Bye, guys. So I'm dying to get back there. Yeah, Alpe d'Huez. I'm down.
All right. That's a very good answer. And yeah, I can't wait to go on a trip too. I don't even care where, as I said earlier. Just somewhere. Next question up. There are so many questions. Favorite books and or favorite comic books. And before this question, I'd like to say thanks for the raid, Real Draft Punks, and Target Associate also says good to see you, Andy. So.
Oh, thank you, everybody. It's great to be here. Was there another question?
There is. Favorite books and favorite comic books. Sorry.
Oh, that's what it was. Those are tough. Favorite book. I mean, like I loved the whole Game of Thrones until the last season and a half of the TV show ruined it for me. I'm hoping that if the book ever gets done and I'll get back on it, that was kind of my most recent fun book reading experience. Now outside of that, here's the sad thing. I have not been reading as many books as I once did. The books I'm reading now are like hiking guides and like guides to parks and national parks, as I just kind of like try to like learn about places that I want to go from, like, now that I live out here, like Yosemite or Mount Zion and or Zion National Park, and even Griffith Park, which I live close to right here, is like a really interesting park that's close to where I live. So I'm not reading as many like stories, because I tell you, when I have time to do something with story time, is I want to play a video game.
Sure.
I tend to play more video games than I do books these days, and that's kind of the thing that I fell away from comic books a little bit. But I did read a ton of comics back in the day. But when I did read comics, I was probably ultimately a Marvel guy. Loved Wolverine. I was lucky enough to be like into comics like during, I think, one of the like kind of golden eras, like the kind of 100 to 250 of X-Men kind of thing that I thought, like Phoenix and all those things happened around there. The New Mutants were really interesting around then. So I loved a lot of that stuff. The Dark Knight, a lot of like really great like kind of graphic novels that come from all that period. Grendel, things like that.
That is a good answer. Here we have a really great question. There are rumors of a live-action Frogger game show. Would you go on it?
I mean, once again, it depends on how much they pay me. How much bike stuff can I buy by making an ass out of myself on a Frogger show? Let's find out. Like, let's find out how much, what the number is to get me on a dumb show like that.
I'll tell you what, who can.
I'm willing to listen.
Yeah, I'll go on that show. Who can? Hook it up. After hearing Andy talk about the game dev and making your first game, which is a frog jumping around balls, and I'm in. I got a hankering for some frogs jumping across roads here. Get me on that show. I'll play. Did you see Code Vein randomly pop on the screen? I cannot attest to yes or no on that. Here we go. I'm gonna change this question a little to make it more interesting.
Okay.
We have somebody thinking about pre-ordering 2 games. They're gonna pre-order 1. So Razor wants to know, should he get Scarlet Nexus or Resident Evil Village?
Okay, I can never answer for you. You have to know by your own
Right.
taste. But if I was faced with that choice, I would pick Resident Evil Village. That's what I picked.
I would too, just because I like the demo.
The demo I thought was fine.
Yeah, it didn't blow me away like everybody else. Everybody else got into, the 9-foot-tall vampire lady, which was used as a grand marketing and talking point. Just handed right to him. But
yeah, it's cool in parts. I mean, they're just like, I felt like I needed more to be like,
Yeah.
I love this. I thought it was like, man, it's interesting.
it was a cute little set piece, I thought. It was enough to make me interested in the game, which is enough for me. Scarlet Nexus, I already can tell you what that game's going to be without even playing it, right? We just played that game. It was called Xenoblade Chronicles 2, and we had a lot of fun with it.
You know what? That does remind me, because I just thought about like my kind of like PlayStation Store and what's on there and what I'm excited about. I'm excited about Deathloop, which maybe
There we go.
earlier or mentioned earlier, but I am excited about Deathloop. I love Arcane. I'm a big fan of the devs there. Super talented. Dishonored. The newest Prey. Love them. Big fans. So I'm excited to see what Deathloop's about. It could be something I hate because of the like unique setup, but I think I'm gonna love it. I think it's lining up with my tastes in a lot of ways, so I'm really excited about that game.
That's fair. Did you know Deathloop is Game Informer's cover this month? Check it out at GameInformer.com. We got all the exclusives. All right.
Hey, you gave me shit for talking up EA. You got your Game Informer shirt on, putting your cover call out. I got you, Dan. Sure. Yeah, you can promote your stuff on your show, but I can't, and I'm the guest.
Yeah, that's how it works. I'm just messing with you, man. Real Jeff Funk says Andy Mack a legend. True statement, no question. Wow, I don't know what this is. So many questions about bike riding. I kind of love it. What is your optimal cadence for bike riding? The routine.
Yeah,
Wow.
no, like I end up falling in like the low to mid 80s. Is where I sit. I know some people like are in that like above 90s, like the place to be. I don't really sit well there. I kind of like overspend. So I'm usually like in that range, maybe high 80s at times. But I think mostly, when I come back and look at the data, I'm in the like 84, 83 kind of range for a cadence. For anyone that doesn't know cadence, that's how many times you pedal. Just like in a minute, kind of thing.
Dude,
So,
I got to get into cycling. So I can be part of these conversations.
Strava changed my life, man. Strava changed my life.
If I would have had a Pelotron this year, whatever they are, that would have been sweet. I'll tell you.
Pelotron, I like that.
Yeah. I just invented a new name for him. Okay. What do we got here? George R. R. Martin never going to put out a book again. Yep, we know. Anything else we got here? We have a question from Adam Howard. Thanks again, Adam. I just want to call you out again for the 3 nuclear launch manatees. That is the first time we've ever seen 3 of those in one stream. So
I mean, when I walked into the stream, it was a fireworks show.
It really
was
was.
crazy. Like things were off the hook when this thing started. I didn't really. Is it like this? Is it like that every night here, Dan?
no, it's because you're here, Andy. All right, everyone's really excited to see you.
I think it's like that every night. It's a madhouse here.
We have some rowdy nights. We try to contain it. As you notice, it's pretty chill now, right? We got into the sync of things, but I think people were really happy to see you.
There was that one time I streamed, by the way. I had one day where I streamed.
I saw it. I watched. I was like one of the. I caught you do it because I follow you on Twitch, and I was like, wait a minute, is he streaming right now? And I was like, it was you playing like Doom or something, right? You were just like, yeah.
Doom. I was playing Doom Eternal.
Yeah.
And it was really funny because I just kind of snuck on and no one, I didn't want to promote it. I just wanted to kind of do it and check it out. And there's like random people would join in. They're like, "Did you steal this game?" You know what I mean? I was like, "No, man, I didn't steal it." Like, how do you have this game? All right, bye. And then they leave. But I will say, when I was playing, and this is like, they were wrong. They're like, "That was really good. You're like a pro." And I was like, "Oh my god! All right, I'm done. I'm never streaming again. That's all I needed. I'm out."
That's amazing.
It was fun for that little window.
But yeah, to answer your question, no, we have our moments here. But in all seriousness, people are really excited to see you and have you here tonight. So I think they just wanted to roll out the red carpet there in epic fashion.
The manatees were flying
with some mad manatee hype, which is one thing we do pretty well around here. I mean, we're adopting a manatee, for God's sakes. It's a real thing we're doing. I'm not making that up. We're actually doing it.
I thought that was you were naming one of the manatees that popped up. You were saying it's a real live manatee.
It's kind of like we're not actually going to like put it in a tank, in my apartment or anything. But it's like adopting a.
Your apartment for that?
No, there's not even enough room in here for me. But it's kind of like adopting a highway or like a star or something, right? We're gonna get like a. They do feed the manatee and all that fun stuff with this stuff. But anyway.
That's what they tell you, at least.
Well, we believe that is where it's going to go. So that's enough for me. Now back to these extremely interesting questions. Adam has a real... again, I called Adam because he has this question. So we're going to honor it. Would you ever eat peanuts in the shell? Why would you ask that?
It's a question that I would like eat the shell with the peanut inside it.
Yeah.
I mean, I have on accident. I mean, I actually prefer my peanuts in the shell, meaning that like I deshell them and eat the peanuts, like at the ballpark. Like that's my. I love a baseball game because I love getting a beer and a bag of peanuts and just dropping the shells in the ground and just slowly watching a baseball game on a nice summer day. The best. I can't watch baseball all the time, but when you're at the park and you're eating shelled peanuts, awesome. But would I eat the shell all the time? No, it's gross.
Yeah, I think he's referring to not the shelled peanuts, but actually with the shell on, you eat the entire peanut.
Yeah, no.
All right, there's your answer, Adam.
No.
Why would he ask that question? It's not like on stream I ate some peanuts in the shell. That never happened.
Why did you do that?
I don't know. Because everybody said I wasn't going to do it, so I did it. It was fun.
So when that happens, do you crap out peanuts in a shell the next day?
You do.
Yeah.
It's it's essentially like eating wood. It's like eating bark.
Yeah.
It is.
Okay.
It's an adventure. It's always an adventure. You got to experience things. How did I know?
What other things have they challenged you to eat or do on this show that you would file under stupid?
Early on, we did a lot more of the sort of the jackass, what I would call jackass style stunts for fun. Now we don't do that anymore. Now we're about manatee conservation efforts and playing JRPGs. We've definitely shifted the focus, but in the earlier era of the stream, we had let's see, what are some of the things we had a stick of butter in a hot dog bun.
Gross.
Yeah, it was pretty gross. So, but we had to up the ante on that. So we ate a stick of butter with ghost pepper sauce on it in a hot dog bun. We just iterate. We don't innovate. We iterate on the ideas here. And then we had these other things. They were all-in-one hot dogs. Lots of hot dog themes here. I just noticed that.
Yeah.
So this was like a hot dog that comes with the toppings and condiments on it.
Okay.
And you dunk it. You throw it in the microwave. Not exactly the most delectable of goods.
No.
And there was talk.
You've convinced me. You've done stupid.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Stupid was. All right. So Andy, when you're down there and you've only got 5 viewers, all right. You got to be stupid to get to 10. All right.
Does it bring the people in? Do they
Sure.
go like, oh, what's on Twitch tonight? Oh, Dan's eating butter.
But that's the trick. You got to slow roll it. If you just eat the butter real quick, you're not going to keep those people around. But you got to eat it real slow and comment on the texture, and then you're going to get people that come in during that time. And then you're at 10 viewers. And once you're at 10 viewers,
so when is the repeat performance of you eating butter in a bun?
We're past that now. We adopt manatees now.
But I mean, why not eat more butter if it worked so well before?
It works it works in the 5 to 10. All right. once you're in the 20s, then you can be more respectable with your endeavors.
How do you get from 20 to 40? You put 2 sticks of butter in a bun. That's how you do it. You up the ante.
Andy's doing the math right here.
Then just
We're gonna
say
2 sticks of butter.
Are you serious about this, Dan, or not?
What? Of course I am. Of course I am.
Okay, well, let's see.
I don't think they want to see that again. I don't think they want a butter stick again. Butter dogs are not a beautiful thing, but I will do it if Hey, this stream, like you said, is rolled by the viewers. It ain't rolled by me.
That's true.
If they organize a butter dog event, who am I to say no? Except it has to be a carb-free bun now. The butter's still okay, but since I'm keto, I don't know how we do with that. Maybe I'll just take. Okay, how about this, Andy? I'll just take a stick of butter with a knife and a fork, and I'll just eat the stick of butter. Does that sound good, Chad? Does that sound delicious? That sounds disgusting. But I bet.
But my gifted subscription runs out in like 3 months, so I expect to see some antics.
It'll pack the seats. You'll see a nuclear manatee on that night. I promise you. All right, okay. That's how it works. I don't make the rules. It's their world. I just live in it, right? And if that includes eating butter now and then, okay.
Okay, gotcha.
But
all right,
we're classy now.
Sorry for derailing the conversation.
Like Who Can said, we keep it classy now. We've ascended. Okay, we're no longer filling the cheap seats with butter viewing. All right, that's how I got my big break. Okay.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. Fair enough.
All right, and I think. Yes, Dan, eat weird stuff, please. See, look what you got him doing. All right, is that all the questions? Are we gonna play a game? Oh my goodness,
play a game?
We're gonna play a game while questions are still on the table.
It's Friday night.
It is Friday night. We do have a game on tap. I don't know how much we're gonna get into it, but we do have several options. So, Andy, do you want? I'll give this question to you. We're still questions are still up, by the way, but it's just gonna be a slower cadence. Monster Train or a Dark Souls like? What do you want? Or something else. I got a lot of stuff on here.
I haven't seen the new expansion. Have you? Is that for Monster Train? Like the most recent update? Do you have that going on?
I sure do. I got that. The DLC.
Do people love Monster Train? I love Monster Train.
We could. I could do competitive multiplayer. I can show you how it's done. All right. Let's boot this up then. Hang on.
I don't have my version of Monster Train got banned, so I have to play it again.
No, we can't play together anyway. The Monster Train puts you. I guess we could if we queued up at the same time.
So yeah, I mean, I would happily watch to see what the changes were.
Okay, well, there's lots, like I said, but I figured the most interesting thing would probably be the competitive mode. But we can play regular too. That sounds fun.
Do it. Do you?
Well, Andy, you're my guest today. I don't get to have you on every night.
I mocked you for this game.
You did.
And then I loved this game. Loved this game.
You did give me quite the razzing on this puppy, let me tell you.
Yeah, when we're talking about games from last year too, I forgot that like Hades was last year, Monster Train was last year, both such great games. They
really were. Oh, God, last year was so good, And Monster Train, I think, was one of the unsung heroes, sort of.
And you probably put Sekiro as your number one game of last year, right?
No, it was Hades.
Oh, it was Hades. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Was Sekiro second?
Sekiro was number 2. Was it number 2 or number 3? Wait, Sekiro wasn't last year, right?
Wasn't it?
No.
February wasn't like an early in the year.
No. Yeah, Jack's correct. Jack of Daw. Sekiro was the year before.
Oh. All right. Never mind.
Yeah. Okay, Monster Train. What do we want to do? Do you want me to play against people, or do you want me to play a standard run? I don't really care either way, Andy. It's up to you. Guest choice.
No. Just play. I'm just hanging out.
So the multiplayer, if you've never tried the multiplayer in this game, it's actually really cool, but it's like a speed run. You're against up to 2 or more other people, and you all like try to see how far you can make it before you die. Here, I'll show you. It's a cool way to play this game.
Let's do it.
It's called Hell Rush. Race other players in timed multiplayer runs. I'm okay at it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't think I ever tried that. I tried the daily challenge some.
But you got to deal with like the randomization, right? You all start with the same stuff, and then it's really cool actually. All right, what do we got? Oh boy, this is gonna be tough.
I don't like.
Oh, look at him playing against another Twitch streamer, Sleepy Bear Jake. I wonder if he's streaming right now. This is probably some freaking pro who plays this game 24/7. He's about to clean me up.
I mean, by the way, that's what the people want. I mean, we kind of want to see you get owned, don't we?
Yeah.
I mean,
They do. Yeah, see, Andy gets it. See, Andy fits right in here. And by the way, we're still taking questions, by the way, if you want to hit him with it, but we're done with our big interview. But we'll still be chatting. By the way, great to have you all here tonight, especially you, Andy. Thank you so much for coming.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Hopefully this will be entertaining. So we are against Twitch TV Sleepy Bear Jake, and we all get to make the same choices here. So this dude, God, to burn out.
Extinguish power.
Yeah, this is going to be complicated. I hate the candle race is complicated.
Yeah, I hate burnout. I would
Yeah, me
go
too.
with Eternal Flame if that was me, but maybe you're a burnout guy. The burnout drives me crazy. You have to have pretty hard to go with it for it to really work out.
Yeah, this is going to be hard.
You're taking a chance, trying to see how far you can go, right?
Right, you just have to make it harder farther than the other guy.
Yeah.
You can see he's already ahead of me. He's already playing. And there's a timer, so this is like a scored run. It's like speed running against other players. It's actually very, very wild.
Adam just brought up that the last 2 streams for Sleepy Bear Jake were 10+ hours of Monster Train.
Are you kidding me right? Well, you're gonna get what you want. Well, wait, did my guy just die? He did. I am. All right. Concentrate, Dad. You got this. I think. Maybe.
How far can you not go?
It does. This doesn't look well. I'll tell you that. Because yeah, it is speed running. Like you actually are against the clock and the enemies. You know, it's kind of wild.
See, I like playing Monster Train where I can drink coffee and like.
Yeah. No doubt that. Trust me.
Attack.
That is the way to play. No doubt.
You know, and the Spire game I went back to after playing this, and I didn't like it as much after playing this game.
I think people. Yeah, I think you're right. I think, as somebody who thought Spire was, I do think this game is up there with Spire. Like, it's easy to dismiss this game as like a Spire knockoff or what have you, but it's really not. It really is its own thing in the same genre.
And I think at the beginning of COVID, I bought Slay the Spire for my phone. I was like, oh, I'm going to be doing a lot of travel with my new job. I'll need some good games on my phone. Haven't opened it once.
Yeah, so you can't really tell what's going on since this is speedrunning, but I think I'm doing good things.
I mean, that boss is... You have 2 hit points on your main.
Oh, we'll be fine.
Yeah, he's only got 5 left. You win. It's already over. Just play one.
Yep.
Alright, it's over. There, I have X's.
I got less points than the other guy. Not great.
The guy plays 10 hours at a time.
Yeah, well, I'm Dan Tack.
The Dan Tack attack.
Oh, look at that. Look at this guy. He's already cruising.
You gotta lean all in on the wax people when you do
I know, yeah. You do. See, Andy knows! Andy knows!
Yeah,
you do. You do have to lean all in on the wax.
God damn it. Yeah.
Which I don't like. I definitely would have enjoyed a different hero.
Come on, you're gonna take the large stone, aren't you?
Dude, large stone is serious biz.
You gotta take it.
Yeah.
But do you not have no gold? You have no gold. Yeah.
Oh, I've got the gold. All right. Jeez. He's only got me beat by 200. He only plays 10 hours a day. I got this.
Oh, okay. So here's a question. Andy, have you had your first earthquake? How did it go? I did. And it terrified the shit out of me. So in the middle of the night, and I'm living, at this point, I'm in the Hollywood Dell, which I don't know if you know where that is, but it's close to the reservoir. It's like this dam that's like in every movie, by the way. It's like once you've seen it, you're like, oh my gosh, it's in like every movie. But it's, and the actually the dam and the park for the this like Lake Hollywood, the Hollywood Reservoir, has all these TikTokers that live on the top of it. They were like super annoying. But I was living like in this Airbnb that was kind of like hanging off the side of this cliff. The backyard was kind of terrifying, and it sounded like. And by the way, this is just coincidental. It sounded like a train all of a sudden was sitting in the living room, just like knocking over walls. It was so loud. It only lasted about 6 seconds, but I think it was like a 4.5 or a 5, somewhere between 4.5 and a 5 on the Richter scale, and it just scared the shit out of me. Like, the dog was barking. We were up and out of our bed in like a millisecond, like trying to figure out what it was. I didn't even know what it was. It took me a while to kind of like figure out that it was indeed an earthquake. And I will say this, I'm not looking forward to experiencing that again. I'm just not really looking forward to it. Pretty terrifying.
Huh. Well, that's no good.
I'm used to, like, you know, hurricanes and tornadoes from the Midwest kind of thing, or the South. Earthquakes, since you don't really get much like of a warning, are a little bit more. There's they give me a certain level of fear from that.
Yikes. I guess we're waiting for round 3 here. Looking at each other. He's ahead of me by 300 points. And 1 HP. Oh, he's taunting me. Emotes.
There's emotes.
Oh, network connection. What? Yo, he's hitting the lag switch. Sleepy Bear is hitting the lag switch.
You know.
Oh, we reconnected.
I've been extreme sniping you too.
Oh, no doubt.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. Like Gavin's saying, like there's a hurricane and they're terrifying, but you know they're coming. Like they don't just you don't just wake up in the middle of the night, like with this event going on.
Yeah, earthquakes are scary. I'm sorry you got to deal with that.
Okay, so if you get a 3 or 5 second earthquake warning, what can you do in 3 or 5 seconds, Duelist? I mean, other than like bend over and kiss your ass goodbye? I don't know. What can you do in 3 to 5 seconds? Mentally prepare. Okay, I gotcha. All right.
Look at this. We're you know, if you asked me if we were going to be speed running Monster Train tonight, I would have said, what?
Well, I had no idea you hadn't played 13 Sentinels. I would have told you to get that, and then we could have started that. And I could have given you... well, I couldn't give you much advice. It kind of starts pretty late, but like it would have been interesting to see your reactions to it.
I think I would have. Yeah, I'll tell you what, Andy. You know, between you and chat, mainly you, I think I'm gonna play 13 Sentinels now. I have to pick it up, but
it's like $20 or something like that on PlayStation. I mean, it's not bad. Like I don't remember it being that expensive.
Yeah, but for you to be like you like this, you know, an anime game, right? That blows my mind.
And Vanillaware game as well, by the way. Like, there's a lot of things that go against classic Andy choices. But
this does in every way, and that intrigues me beyond all reasonable. I'm into it. I'm there. All right. I gotta know this game now. All right. That's where I'm at.
Hey, that's what started me down the path. It's just everyone was talking about it, and there were people that were saying like it was the game of the year and how it defined games in so many ways, and I was like, all right, I gotta see for myself.
Fair.
But I think it was worth the journey.
I really like what I'm hearing. Also, yeah, speedrunning this maybe not the most interesting thing to watch, but I assure you it's very vicious, and we're playing hard.
Playing hard.
Playing real hard.
Ding and the sharpen.
Yeah, look at that. Sharpen, regen, power.
Those are all just like power-up things, which were like, and you're like, I need stuff that does more things with burnout.
Yeah, I got really unlucky here, actually. But maybe we can pull this together. Oh yeah, he's already dead. I guess this is a time when I should just not even put any other stuff down. You think you could take me? Yeah, right.
Oh, you got this.
Yeah. Oh, we got him.
Maybe you can pull it out. That wasn't even close.
Yeah, you know, I really wasn't worried about that one.
If they don't make it off the first floor, it doesn't matter.
It's true. Andy's got it down. I'm really happy that Andy came around on this game, honestly. He really...
You know what? For like 2 months, I just sat and played this in Hades.
I believe that.
For like months. Because I had no internet connection. Or I had internet connection, but it was garbage. Because I wasn't living in like a home yet. And like all the Airbnbs I was living in, they were kind of garbage.
Dude, I'm beating Sleepy Bear. Yeah, this is, I mean, if you're in chat and you didn't see the podcast where Andy destroyed me for my love of this game, you should check that out. It went something like this: monsters on a train. Where's the train come in, Dan? Something like that. It was pretty good. I enjoyed it.
It still does not make sense. I after even playing hundreds of hours of this game,
That's fair.
it still kind of is dumb, but it works as like a way to just make the game like as a way to play it. But narratively, it's stupid.
It is. It's just an excuse to create, like, you know, the roguelike experience, right? It's just, I get it. But they just needed an excuse to do what they're doing.
Your Nightbot puts out little Dan Tack Twitter
Yeah. You like that?
advertisements.
You like that?
Look at that.
I'm marketing. I extinguish triggers twice. Yeah.
I mean, that is the thing. Just to be clear, I could have sat down and played Monster Train before we did that podcast. I purposely chose to know nothing.
I'm glad.
I went in there to annoy you.
Oh.
And it was the pure goal of annoying you.
I think
And-
you failed at annoying me.
That sucks. I really wanted to annoy you that day.
I was expecting that. You know, half the games that I bring onto podcast, I know people are just gonna be like, yeah, their eyes are gonna glaze over when I say roguelike. You know, it's what happens. I go into it knowing that. But I'm really glad, you know, I think Hades and games like this and Slay the Spire are really like bringing this whole genre into the mainstream, for lack of a better term. And we're gonna see lots of cool games from that.
We are going to see a lot of games.
Adam, I will bring back Treat Stream. I turned Treat Stream off because I didn't want to have. For one thing, we had lots of snowstorms and stuff, and I don't want delivery drivers coming through snowstorms. That's really rude of me. And you know, once COVID is over, I'll have that thing on all the time. I just don't like putting delivery drivers in that scenario.
Is it snowing there right now?
It could be. I haven't looked outside today, to be honest with you.
What?
And
Dan.
it's very. I'm living a very hermit life right now.
Yeah, all right, fair enough.
Okay, like this. There was snow recently. Okay, there's snow on the ground. But I think it was from a couple days ago. But Treat Stream is coming back, Adam. And yes, my fridge did break. They're telling all these great Dan stories. You gotta love them.
Who is the Trash Mafia?
I don't know what that is. Maybe they can tell you. Final wave. Uh-oh. We might actually be in trouble here.
I mean, he hasn't moved in a while.
Who?
Oh no, I'm sorry. No, you're behind by 3,000 points.
Yeah, but I haven't got my points for this round yet.
Gotcha.
So kind of going slow, aren't we? He might be pulling ahead with some strategery.
Are those Bane icons that are flying over your screen?
Bane no. Bane icons? No.
Like, who are the like laughing heads I saw going by?
Yeah,
Or were
that's the lull emote.
Ah, okay.
You put that when you want to you know, LOL.
Poggers.
Yes! See? Dude, Andy just dropped a Poggers. Let's get a Poggers in chat.
Is there a Dan Poggers yet?
There is a Dan Poggers. There it is.
Oh, there it is. Have you approached Twitch to be the official Poggers of the entire Twitch TV family?
I have not at this time. I should. Poggers.
You really should.
Oh, he's beating me. Dang it. Anyway, this is the most hardcore game of Monster Train ever. Thanks for coming tonight, gang. I do appreciate it. Units get an extra upgrade slot. Oh boy, this could be fun.
See, they come for the anime. They don't come for the Monster Train.
They'll deal with Monster Train. They deal with Monster Train, all right. They do like anime though. There are a lot of anime lovers in this group. And look at that. You ask him for Poggers, and the Poggers, it comes.
We got. Look at that. They're all over the screen.
So many Poggers. Oh man, I got screwed on the artifact.
Yeah, extra spell slot.
Yeah, that's not gonna do anything for me. Both these slots aren't gonna do anything for me in the immediate future.
Is there anime that's not about high school kids?
I think it's out there somewhere, Andy. It's a smaller demographic for that one, probably.
I feel like, yeah, I guess like Ninja Scroll. They're not high school kids.
Ninja Scroll's definitely adult anime.
Yeah. There's a lot. There's a lot with high school kids.
There is.
Which that might be the thing. 13 Sentinels does have.
13 Sentinels. All right. 13
Has
Sentinels.
that anime cliche, by the way. I'm just warning you.
Oh, I know.
It does exist.
I get that, Andy, which is why I was shocked when you said that I gotta play it. It blows my mind, and I'm in. All right, we'll check it out. We'll do it. You sold me on it. It's like Bartholomew. He comes to watch the emotes being used. That's a good reason to come to a stream. So yeah, we're just gonna do this one run. It's almost over, I think. So one of us is gonna die soon. But I do want to thank everybody for coming tonight, especially our special guest, Andy McAttack.
You know, I've like I said, I've come and lurked before.
Andy's in here sometimes. You don't know it, but he's here.
You never know. You never know. I was trying to figure out, it's like, it doesn't say when I come, show up or leave, so I was happy about that.
It doesn't. You can hide. You can be one of the lurkers.
Yeah, I was happy about that.
We have a pretty good lurk crowd here, actually, and the lurkers are cool. I appreciate all the lurks.
Because you pay for your viewership, right? Like you have a whole.
No. What's the point of that?
Well, I just was double checking. I thought it was worth asking.
Sure.
Sure. Right.
I'm glad you checked. You're right. It's worth asking, Eddie. No doubt. Now watch this. I can do a quick swap here. The magic of streaming. And now we can do the stream raid while I'm still playing the other game, and then swap back.
Look at that.
Which I'm sure you've actually seen this since you've been lurking.
Are you using two PCs or just one PC?
One PC. Two monitors.
I recently got work got me like one of those giant super widescreen.
Yeah, I want one of those. Those are awesome.
Yeah, it's nuts to you kind of have to move your head when you're playing it. It's you literally have to look around at times. It's kind of crazy. It's nice for a while too. You can hide chat in the corner and it looks pretty clean. You know what I mean? It's pretty cool.
I'm down with that.
It looks nice.
I want to get one of those.
I do miss two mon. I wish I could have. I wish I had. I wish I had the 3090. Someone in chat had that I was jealous of. But then I wonder if I could run one of these wide screens and a second monitor. I like having two monitors still.
Yeah, two. I mean, for streaming, you definitely you can't do it without two monitors at least. Two's the minimum too. I'm looking to get like 3 or something.
I just like being able to like play games and sometimes like watch Netflix on the second one.
Yeah,
you know?
the old WoW lifestyle. I mean, I love it. I've been there.
Though I did find like a Chrome extension that lets you do picture-in-picture YouTube. You can like overlay it like on the game screen. So just find like a crappy corner, put bad movies up there, or sporting events.
That works.
Or esports.
Ooh.
Right?
Yeah.
Are you watching any, Dan, by the way? Just to flip the script?
Not since the great days that we used to spend watching the International together and talking about it. The good old Dota glory days of ages past.
I've been watching the COD season this year and the Apex Global Series and a little bit of Valorant as well. Kind of always in on that.
Yeah, I was big on Valorant right when it came out, but it fell off pretty hard for me. But I guess I'd be kind of curious as to the competitive scene for that one.
But I always I don't really play Counter-Strike, and I still like watching Counter-Strike. So Valorant kind of like when there's not a COD thing going, it kind of scratches the same itch for me a little bit.
I get that.
But like the thing that's weird about this year's COD season is that like I don't know, Cold War didn't really do anything for me as a game.
Really? I like Cold War a lot. I mean, I know it's a divisive game. Treyarch's games usually are, honestly, compared to the other ones.
I mean, I loved Modern Warfare.
Everybody loved I love Modern Warfare too.
And then so this one I was like, eh. But it's been fun to watch 4v4 again versus 5v5.
Yeah.
It lets people make plays, but at the same time too, sometimes just players are just just dominating. You know what I mean? Like where 5v5, there was maybe a little bit more maybe teamwork. I feel like maybe involved.
That's fair.
But I've actually really been enjoying, and once again, this is not like a play, though I did start watching it because of the Apex stuff. They have that weird like people competing and getting points. They do a pretty good job of like you have to kind of like last man standing. You have to like get enough points and then win, so people can kind of like continually block you. It's kind of a cool way to do. My favorite way to do a battle royale since I'll say I won't mention his name, but since those Fortnite Fridays where they would just like mow down all the people to make the winner. I kind of love that where the pros just annihilated the fools.
And they did do that.
They did indeed.
I think, Andy, we should get together, play some Apex, and annihilate some fools. All right? How's that sound?
Yeah. All right.
What do you think of that, chat? What do you think of that? Get Andy in here. Do some hardcore PvP Apex. I'm pro at Apex. You know that. You were here when we used to play that game every night. I do work on that healing lady. Forget her name.
Lifeline?
Yes. I a lot of sick plays with Lifeline. No joke. Back in the day.
Yeah. Like since you played like Horizon, the new one right now, Horizon has a bunch of like really cool like plays you can do for it. It's cool.
All right, well, whether or not we get Andy to come back for it, we are now going to be playing Apex on this stream sometime within the next near future. Because we already got to play 30 Sentinels too. Yeah, look at Andy came and he put the Mind Worm in there. He's got some free Apex promotion now out of this. It's great, isn't it? Yeah. We are going to be playing. So D-Squaddies, you better start downloading now because we're going hard. I can't wait. 12 Pool, yeah, we're playing. This is actually not a great game to showcase on stream, but it's actually like a speed run. I bet there's a community that's totally into this like speed running multiplayer competitive mode, and it actually is really cool. But like nobody knows what's going on right now except for like maybe me and maybe Andy does too. But it's really fast.
I would say that, and you know who else really knows what's going on? It's Sleepy Bear Jake.
Yes.
I
listen, Sleepy Bear Jake has been waiting his whole life for this moment, alright? So he's been training his whole life for today.
I'm just saying, like, owned. Big time.
Hey, I'm not dead yet.
Okay, sure. You're not dead yet. Whatever you have to tell yourself, Dan. You just keep telling yourself that.
I'm gonna. It ain't over till it's over.
All right, round 7. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're just dumping cards right now. I got it. Yeah.
We're dumping cards. Yes. We're almost done with this run either way, gang, so don't worry about it. Weird stuff's happening. Enhance a unit. Ooh.
Oh yeah, this is a good one.
No, it adds purge, so that you know it'll go away forever.
Yeah, it goes away. Like, so you take a card you want to get rid of, and you put it on it, and you pull it in when you need it.
You do.
Like, in the last round.
Man, Eddie, you did play a lot of this game. I mean, I believed you, but like, you know the exact like methodology behind the card use. That's pretty good. I gotta give it to you.
I know the strats. I mean, like I said, I loved this game. This might have been. I can't remember. I made a personal top 10. I don't think anybody asked me to publish it, so I just made it myself. But I think this is like top 5 for me, if I remember correctly. I mean, I loved this game.
I knew it made my top 5. And we didn't get to see any of it in this run, but they added so much stuff, dude. Like the free DLC they added adds new units and strategies for every race. It's and they're just like, whatever. Oh, you know, little indie, we'll just put that stuff in there. Why not? You know, so good on them. Honestly.
So, is Warriors Rise to Glory your favorite game?
We played that a few times on stream, Andy. It is really dumb. You might like it. We got a kick out of it. It is a gladiatorial PvP only game, and it is incredibly stupid. It's turn-based. It's got lots of memes. As many memes as you can think are in this game. All right, Adam. We will close things out after this run. We'll go look at that. We'll talk about the manatee for a minute. And everybody can say how much they love Andy, and then we'll probably call it a night after that big string of events. So, more coming. I will play Warriors Rise to Glory for Andy's benefit before the night is over. As soon as this run is over, which it almost is, because we're almost to the final boss. So either way.
I forget all the rules. I can't drink a beer on Twitch, right?
You can drink a beer. Go nuts.
Can you?
You can't destructively drink. You can't self-harm. You can go ahead and have a beer. Knock yourself out.
Okay. I just want to make sure I'm not getting you, like, banned.
You can't be visibly impaired.
Okay, gotcha. So I'm just going to blast some Led Zeppelin while I'm going over there.
Do it, man. Do it.
Not a problem.
Not a problem.
I'll be right back.
All right. Oh, level head, don't bring that up. You can ask about it if you want. Well, you don't have to miss Andy Crater, he's right here. He's right here, and if you're lucky, we'll get him to come back for an Apex session, so... I want to thank everybody here tonight for giving him a warm welcome and having a good time. I really do appreciate it, and you know I appreciate all of y'all. Tonight and every night.
You in yet?
He is quite ahead of me on score, isn't he? So no, Andy, I haven't won yet.
So as a broadcasting duo, am I the Conan or am I the Andy? What is how does this work on the stream thing? Like what is?
I don't think every duo has to obey the rules of the Conan and Andy synergy. I don't think it works like that.
So we can just both be idiots, and that is also that is both. That could be the answer.
I think that works.
Okay, all right, I gotcha. All right,
I think that'll work for us. What do you think, chat? I definitely don't. This isn't like a this isn't a show with a sidekick role. This is everybody's here, everybody's repping. All right, there's no we're all having a good time. Yeah, see, look it. Chat says it's awesome, and chat is never wrong. If I've learned one thing in my streaming days.
So you're saying the chat that really likes Dan thinks that Dan is a great host?
They think you're great. They're not saying I'm a great host. They're saying there's great chemistry and they love the duo. That's what they're saying. They didn't say anything about me.
The dog is now over here looking at me funny.
Well, we're on the final battle, thankfully, so... No matter what happens here, we're done after this round. And he is ahead of me by a lot, so...
By a lot, yeah.
Just can't win, can you?
I think I need to let the dog out. And
Go ahead.
This is the story. I'll be right back.
Yeah, no problem. Chat, you will not believe. What's up, Adam? Hello, yeah. I hope everyone's having a great time tonight. Thank you so much for being here. You know the deal, and you know that I really do appreciate y'all coming out and hanging out tonight and every night. Adam, big thank you to you, especially for the XXX Manatee Parade. That was a first time stream event ever, and it was awesome. Critus, Andy's coming right back. All right, would you stop worrying? He'll be right back. He's gonna let the dog out. So what do y'all think about the guest format? Obviously, we can change things around, but I'm thinking about making the guest format a regular thing. Not just Andy, obviously, but yeah, obviously I'd love to have Andy on again. Oh, Sleepy Bear Jake! Look who it is! It's Sleepy Bear Jake! GG! GG to you, sir! Thank you for destroying me.
And to him, I hesitated.
DBZ Mike, thank you so much for gifting that sub to Razor. I appreciate it. And Sleepy Bear, yeah, good game. I'm a little out of my league here. In my defense, this is only my second time playing multiplayer. Thank you. Okay, yeah, looking for feedback, you know? Obviously, I love having Andy on, but if I had other people on, would that be cool too? Would you, MD Bat? Because it would probably take that to get him on here. Welcome back, Andy. You'll never guess what happened. You're still muted, Andy.
Nuclear Manatee?
No, not this time. Sleepy Bear Jake came to GG us.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. The highlight of the night, right there.
That's awesome.
Cause yeah, we did get GG'd.
Yeah.
Whoa!
Yeah.
And look at
I
that.
hesitated.
Sleepy Bear Jake threw a gift sub down. You can beat me anytime, man. Thank you for the gift sub, Sleepy Bear.
Yeah, shout out to Sleepy Bear Jake.
I appreciate it. You totally didn't have to do that. I appreciate it. Thank you. I hope you had fun crushing me.
I kind of feel like you should go sub to his channel. You might could maybe learn something.
Ooh, wow.
Yeah.
Fun times indeed, Sleepy. Thanks. You play this game too?
You did, and by the way, it's impressive. Sleepy Bear. Very good. Very well played.
To be fair, this is a great game to play too much of. Well, I too love this game, but I'm just not ready for competitive multiplayer. Rich, what's up, buddy? Good to see ya.
You got all the stars dropping in the channel.
Andy, they're here to see you.
No, you got Sleepy Bear Jake. Come on now, like I'm saying, like everyone's coming here. This is the place to be on Twitch TV.
This is the place to be on Twitch TV. You're not wrong. Oh man, how did I not? Okay, at least I won.
Yeah, you did win.
I didn't get the score.
Impressive.
I didn't get the score, but at least I won. I mean, I normally play at Ascension 20, 21, or 22, so it's not that impressive, but...
Let's see here. I mean, he did...
He destroyed me.
Yeah.
Destroyed me.
45,
ownage.
Yeah.
All
impressive.
Right. Thanks again, Sleepy, for humiliating me in front of my adoring fans. I appreciate it. Thank you for that. All right, now we got to show Andy the other game. Oh boy, this one.
Yeah.
Andy, this game. I don't even know how we found this game, but what I can say about this game is it's a thing.
It's a thing.
Yeah, this is a thing. It's not Chips Tips Crater. We're not cracking out Chips Tips tonight. All right, that's for another time. If you can convince Andy to come back sometime, we'll do Apex Legends of Chips Tips. All right. I think a playthrough of Chips Tips only takes 20 minutes, but I don't think not tonight. Not tonight. Let's see here. All right. Thanks for being here, everybody. Again, I do appreciate it. I can't even believe Sleepy Bear Jake got here. Oh no! Don't say sorry. You earned it, man. Take the W and enjoy it.
Yeah, I mean, and Dan, for the D squad, he's a hero.
Sometimes. All right, this Andy is a thing.
Barnaby just rolled a ball into the room. I think I know what he wants to do.
I don't know why it's not showing at the correct screen size. I'm gonna have to window this or something. Can I fix it?
That's quite an outfit.
Yeah. Welcome to Warriors Rise to Glory. Hang on, let me fit it to screen. It's giving me problems. There we go.
I like that you have the
That didn't
dog.
really fit it to screen. Yeah, oh dude, Andy, this game is, well, it's best if you just see it. Oh, okay, Samhain. Yeah, we'll do that next. We'll do that last. After he sees this, we'll close with that, alright? I do have to let Andy leave at some point, okay? I can't hold him hostage forever. It doesn't look like anyone's playing this game. I can't find a match. Go figure.
So weird.
It was actually pretty hot for like a hot minute. But that's a good idea, Samhain. That's a very interesting and unique game that we can close with. Because I am not going to keep Andy up late.
Well, it is 2 hours earlier out here, but yes, at some point,
Yeah.
the dog is going to want attention.
Now, Andy, we have commandeered you for quite long enough, so we'll do a couple little quick things and we'll call it. All right, so this is the game, Andy. It's turn-based and energy-based, right? So we have like life and moves. So you can rest up to prepare for blows. I didn't actually put any... It doesn't look like I put any stat points in, which makes me pretty weak here, but... Now here's the big conceit of the game. It's permadeath, so you get the choice to whether kill or let your opponent live. If you let them live, you can take their offer, or you can just kill them, but... If you kill them, you take their soul, and you have different ways to kill them. Here, check this... No, wait. This is the mercy one that you're going to want to see. This is so dumb.
That was nice of you to let him live. Huh? Oh, yeah. This is something.
Yeah, this is something. I know. This game really leans in heavy on the memification.
Really? I didn't notice.
Yeah. I mean, Andy, look, this game has a toilet spec, okay? Where you can, like, throw poison toilets at your opponent.
Alright. It's going with a serious, realistic tone.
Right. But there's, like, lots of character development, actually. Like, this is a real thing. I'm not even joking. Like, you build your character up, and there is permadeath, so...
Yeah, so it matters. It's life or death.
In every game, yeah.
So, you know, you're rising to glory, right? You're doing it.
Right. And there's, like, a whole skill tree. I don't really want to get into this, because I don't want to waste your time with this tonight, but... there's a whole thing here, alright?
How did you win without doing any of this stuff beforehand?
I don't know. I think it paired me with a bot, I guess. A level 1 bot, most likely.
I mean, you know what that means? If there's bots on there, you can be the world champion of Warriors Rise to Glory, Dan.
Oh my god, I could.
I mean, you could be the #1 player in the world.
There's a lot... What Adam says is true. There's actually... There's a shocking amount of depth for a game that is just turn-based 1v1 permadeath combat in a gladiatorial setting.
You know, it's one of those things, like, I feel like I could make fun of a game like this, but I played some of those, like, the cookie math games.
Sure.
Whatever. Way
Cookie
more
clicker?
than I ever could. So it's like, it's hard to mock.
I'd say this game is pretty easy to mock, actually. Like, but I get you. I get what you're saying. We'll do one more round real quick, and then I didn't actually equip any gear. There's a whole gearing system too. I should have showed you that. I don't have to be out here in a loincloth.
Yeah, that guy's got, you know, a piece of wood.
Yeah,
strapped.
he's hardcore. But check out, I got the fart.
Fog of war.
Yeah, powerful stuff, huh?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Andy's reaction is the correct reaction.
Uh-huh. I mean...
Yeah, and you can get new weapons. Okay, there's all kinds of really cool weapons.
I mean, are there really cool weapons?
No. But there's better than, like, the pointy little stick, right?
Okay. I can't really see the bar because of the donation bar, but you won.
I did.
He's asking for death.
Yeah, so we'll give him... Alright.
Do you always do the strut off before you do any fatality or...
No. Not every time. See, that's the fake out one if you want to think that you're going to let him live, but you're actually killing them. That's why he does the strut away first, so they're like, oh my god, he let me live, and then you kill him.
Ha-ha. Ha-ha.
I know, right? Okay. We have seen all that gaming has to offer with that one.
I mean, why don't you stream this every night?
You know, Andy, no joke, we did stream that for a couple nights.
I feel like you could really give Shroud a run for his money with this.
I think so. He just hasn't discovered it yet. Croc, the same fatalities as there used to be, sadly.
You know.
All right, we're gonna do 5 more minutes. So if you got any final questions for Andy, hit him with them, and then we're gonna do one. We're gonna show Andy Billy Bust Up, and then we're gonna say goodnight. So you got like 5 minutes to talk to Andy while I play this thing. Andy, this is a very interesting demo of a game that's coming out in 2024. A combination of hardcore platformer and Disney songs. If that sounds weird, it is. But
And Disney songs.
well,
Okay.
not actually songs in the spirit of Disney, not actual Disney songs, right? They get in some trouble for that.
Yeah, that is a licensing nightmare.
Yes. So we're gonna do this. I hope I've got the skills to get through this demo.
I can see why this game's going to take till 2024.
Yeah? Just wait till you see the game.
All right. How's the weather? The weather today was amazing. I had to work all day, but I was kind of bummed because
Trying
it was
to
a
hoodwink me, are
fantastic
you?
day. I was
You can't
gorgeous out here in
possibly
Los
be
Angeles.
this dreadful.
Really nice.
At this rate, you bring me no
If you
choice.
had a chance to hop on
You're
Min-Max or
letting
other
me?
podcasts in the
Hey,
future,
you're not half bad. See you never.
No.
I like
We're
yeah. I
tossing
mean,
the
I haven't
script.
like actually been out
And
like
moving on to
asking
la
if
grande
anyone's interested. I mean,
definition.
honestly, but yeah, I like appearing
You-
on podcasts, you know.
You've been nothing.
I did that like tour after I was done where I went on Min-Max and like Kind of Funny and things like that. After I quit when people were interested in my story, but then after that I was dead to everyone. So I've been like Dan's my first, I gave him the exclusive return back.
And I appreciate that. I wonder if I can make this a little less loud. I'm not sure how. There's no sound in the option in the game. I could turn down my desktop audio, but that'll also lower you, Andy. So let me balance that a little bit. Otherwise, it's going to be loud as hell.
Have I played any games that you consider hidden gems in the past? Trying to think that would be considered hidden gems. I mean, I think to the point that we said earlier, even though we screwed up the name, I think people probably did sleep on Pathless. It's a cool game. I like Giant Squid a lot. I'm a big fan of their work.
Nothing but a thorn in my side since day one.
Maybe that's one.
But I am from Tokyo, the great and the...
It's just
I
way
don't
too
think
low.
I've tried anything too like out of the ordinary.
I'll not be outdone.
I'll do this.
Welcome to Fan Tokyo Spectacular Theater in the Pound. Please excuse my Thespian vernacular when I say thou is going down. I've had enough of you, so time to be my puppet on a string. I've had enough of you. Oh, dance, my little Muppet plaything.
A like really overly complex
Yeah.
system of upload of like improving them, but I'm kind of weirdly into it, and I not know that I'm like I don't know why, but like I've been playing it a lot on my phone lately. I don't know. That's like kind of when it's a sleeper for me. I didn't think I would like it as much.
I can't change the volume in game, so we're kind of screwed on the... Oh, Willie's Windows sound mixer. That might work. Good call. Let's see if that'll work for this.
And then, yeah, I can't think of anything that I feel like is like out of the ordinary that I played that was like super interesting. That others wouldn't have known about.
I am just going to set the sound settings for Billy Bust Up to be much lower.
You tell me. Is there a sleeper I've missed like in the last year? I mean, I know you don't know what games I played, but like, do you have a sleeper game that like you came across that was like really fun that like would not be considered mainstream?
All right, let's try this now.
Enough! Trying to
Hopefully this
hoodwink
is
me,
at a
are
reasonable
you?
level while you
You
talk
can't possibly be
to Andy
this
for this.
dreadful. At this rate, you bring
Oh,
me
Discord
no
video
choice.
frozen. Man, see, Billy Bust Up causes all kinds of problems.
So Gateway Cycle, what city is that in? Is that Minneapolis? Is that like a replacement for the Freewheel?
You've been nothing but a thorn in my side since day one.
All right, Discord video
But
should be back.
I am Fan Tokyo, the great and I'll not be outdone.
And if anyone's
Welcome to Fan Tokyo Spectacular.
On the Gateway Trail. Oh yeah, I love that ride on the Gateway
Please
Trail. Wow, that's a
excuse-
great ride. But I actually never went to any bike shops on there. Thankfully, if I had a flat on the Gateway, I was able to fix it pretty easily. That's a beautiful ride though.
My
the Stillwater, so great.
When I say thou is going
I actually
down.
like, and I'm really enjoying having mountains here to ride my bike on. It's really great. It's kind of crazy that it's really. Sometimes it's like I just want to ride on flat and like be on a path and just like enjoy it. They don't have so much of that, so I definitely miss that about like Minnehaha Creek and the Gateway Trail and just even going out to like Afton, which is such a fun ride.
Now, the
But,
audience is thirsty
There's
for
definitely times too here that are like
to
pretty magical.
run. 'Cause now
What
your
style bike do I ride? I have
denouement has already
multiple
begun.
styles. I have a mountain bike.
That
I don't ride my
means
mountain
you're
bike as much as my
done.
road bike.
We
My road
could
bike is
both
definitely
be
like my
pirates on
place
the
of
sea.
zen.
You'll
I think
swap
Doctor
the
mentioned it
deck
earlier,
and
like
play apart from
when we were
me.
asked about depression or anything like that. I agree with him. Like the best refresher I have in my life is when I get to go ride my bike. That's why I'm so excited for tomorrow. It's been a super busy week. I'm gonna go for a ride tomorrow. Go climb, go ride to Griffith Park probably, maybe Mulholland, we'll see. But like I always come back from a bike ride with a lot of perspective on life and answering questions, and I always love it. But road bike is my thing, is my jam. I actually bought myself, when I moved here, I bought myself a gift, a road bike that I spent way too much money on, but I'm super excited about it and love it.
'Cause here's
It's
another.
amazing. I wish I
At
was
least you'll get to see
riding more so I was worthy of the bike I
defeated
own now.
style. The audience
Do I use a trainer when the weather's bad? Yeah, I do. I use Zwift. I love Zwift. Zwift is like kind of an MMO for riding a bike. I know a lot of people are into Peloton, but I really enjoy Zwift. It's a lot of fun. Virtual riding. You get like virtual competitors, other people riding. It's fun. My friends are on there. It connects to Strava. I like climbing the like weird little like fake Watopia mountain in there.
I've had
It's
enough
fun.
of you, so won't you be my puppet on a string? I've had enough of you. Oh,
Almost
dance,
done.
my little Muppet.
You're just fighting floating hands.
I'm up to here with you.
yeah,
So
sort of.
why don't you finally
Thematically, it's like this puppet dude.
Your fate is sealed,
Well,
and everything
I'm
That's
guessing
cute.
that's Billy.
We play as Billy, this little duty. But hey, we beat it, so hey. It's actually pretty cool.
It's Swift with a Z. That's correct. It takes a subscription, so I mean you have to pay for it. But I feel like if you get yourself they have like smart trainers, and they have like just like a classic just like a trainer that just is resistance. The smart trainers are really fun because like when you go uphill, it feels like you're going uphill, right? And when you're going downhill, it's easier to pedal. So it just makes it a lot more interesting to me than just like a classic trainer. They even have like events on there, like weird races that I don't win, but it's kind of fun to get in the pack and like find a group of like 20 other people around your speed and like kind of push yourself in a group. It has things like a Peloton effect, which is like that you gain like basically wind resistance, so it takes less power to go at a faster speed in the game based on that data and that kind of like the math. And so that's kind of fun to get in there and just like kind of really haul with a bunch of other people, and you can't wreck, so it's a lot of fun. Go for rollers. Yeah, I mean, rollers is next level. Okay, I mean that's fair enough. If you're good enough to do a roller, more power to you. I'm looking to be somewhat lazy. I actually sometimes when I'm riding on my trainer, I will like play games on my phone, watch movies, things like that. Rollers take serious concentration.
I gotta get a roller. I don't know what that is, but I gotta get one.
Rollers is you take a like regular bike and you don't change anything on it, and you just put it on a set of rolling pins essentially, and you ride the bike without moving forward,
Okay.
like you would on a road.
Gotcha.
So you can wipe out. And so that's the thing is people, when they learn to do rollers, it takes a level of skill and confidence to do it.
Ooh. Now you're talking. All right.
Like stand up and like mash on their bike on a roller, and it's insane. I don't know how they do that without falling over. I assume the doctor is not just talking big and can do the roller. I'm just gonna go with that as a guess, but
I believe it. I don't know. Dr. Mono, it's like 50-50 whether he's
stream on rollers, so there you go.
I believe it. You know. He is a doctor of many things. Many things.
I like my Wahoo. I'm fine with that.
Yeah. I'll let Andy answer a couple more, and then we're gonna say goodnight, gang. So get your final ones in, all right? I know we've kept him for 3 hours, all right? That's a lot to ask of anybody. So
I'll answer the last one. EA Life's great. Like I'm really having a lot of fun there. I think if I left you with anything, like I really want to change the perception that like EA is the worst company in the world that it had at one time. I think we make a lot of really cool games. I think we have a lot of really cool games coming. I'm trying to help like get that message out that like we can be better. And even in the company, I'm trying to tell people we can be better and we can be more about players and like making sure that we make games that like players want to play and like be a cool video game company, right? And that's what I want to do. That's what I want to accomplish there. That's why I went there. And whether I do it or not, I guess is a different question, but that's my goal. And I think there's a lot of people that align with that. And so hopefully EA won't be a punchline, right, to some jokes and like be like a game company that people, can have faith in.
good answer. A lot of great questions tonight. I am going to close questions off, gang, because otherwise we will be here all night, and I want Andy to come back someday so we can play some Apex. So I don't want to kill him tonight. So I want to thank you for coming out, Andy, and I'm sure chat, if you can,
Yeah, thanks everybody. No, thank you everybody. You were all very welcoming. Thank you so much, Dan, for having me on the show. I hope I didn't ruin anyone's Friday night or the typical Dan playthroughs that you all crave and love. So, maybe someday I'll be back, maybe not. We'll see. But you can always find me on Twitter, and we'll always be talking games. And Dan's the best. That's why I'm here. I'm a big fan of Dan. So I just want to throw out a little Dan love is my last little thing. So thanks everybody. I appreciate it.
You are too kind, Andy. For real. Thank you. And thank you so much for coming out tonight. Thank you for being so great. While Andy was out here, chat, you guys are awesome. I mean, you always are, but you were especially awesome tonight. I do appreciate it. And thanks for being cool. And thanks for all the great questions. We are going to be signing off here. And let's find a raid. And have a great Friday. And we will catch you tomorrow night. Well, I'll catch you tomorrow night. I don't think Andy will be back tomorrow night. But I will try to convince him to come back for some Apex, all right? Tomorrow night, I'll be back, and you can try to convince me to play 13 Sentinels, all right? I don't think you'll have too much of a problem doing so. All right. I will catch you then. Yes, Krynos, we're doing that this weekend. The actual adoption is this weekend. Again, I spoil it for you. Mushu is the winner, all right? But I will do the adoption live on stream with I'm trying to figure out how I can do it without revealing payment information. As soon as I figure that out, we're going to do it live, and I'm going to display the certificate and everything for everybody in Discord and all that jazz. But Manatee, the actual selection has happened. Mushu wins. If you want to know more about Mushu, ask in Discord. All right? The actual adoption will take place this weekend. Have a great evening, everybody. Thank you so much for coming, and thank you, Andy.
Yeah. Cheers, everybody. Take
Bye.
care. Bye-bye.